we have a $550 pot on the line here. First place, $350. Second place, $150. And third place will receive $50. We have a total of 30 players, 31 matches to go. Anything could happen. Good luck to everybody, and thank you all for participating. I'm going to give it back to Steven. We're going to get this thing rolling.
Multiple aliases for your color commentator here tonight. Shooter Steve, Steven, Steve-O, Stefan. A 7th grade teacher once called me Stephanie. But we're not going to dwell on that as we keep things moving here, and we're finally getting things going. A little recap of the rules. These are computers. They're AI. They're not real. The AI takeover is real, though. We're seeing it here firsthand tonight as we get into our first game of the tournament. We're going to start it off with the 1 versus 8 seeds here tonight, just how we did last time. And we might get a few newcomers here, but I think we're going to start it off with one of them in Duck Hunt. The classically acclaimed game versus who was a pretty competent performer in his own right during the first part of the tournament, the first one that we held just 3 weeks ago, King DDD. And we know from his pregame interviews, he was unhappy with his seeding last tournament, where he had to run into the absolute freight train that was King K. Rool in the semifinals of the Final Four in the dojo, the two heavyweights going at it, where he fell down 3 stocks to 1. And he's going against Duck Hunt. A little bit of an ambiguous segue into the animal kingdom here. There's a dog and a duck. And we'll see who hunts first here as we're getting ready to fight for the first part of the tournament. First match is about to be underway. And we're going to the Snaky Chanty here for game number 1 of the tournament. Duck Hunt getting aggressive early. I like that from the dog. This dog's got to hunt. We think he's a bloodhound of some sorts. I'm not really familiar with the genus of the pooch. But we'll see. A common theme we had with the first part of the tournament, the first tournament we had, were a lot of unregistered firearms. We'll see if Duck Hunt is going to be prevalent to that, but he's doing well here with an edge guard. That's an interesting recovery. The duck lifts the dog by his ass back onto the stage. It's impressive there. The duck has the strength to get the dog back on the stage. King DDD kind of seems a little shaky here to start from someone who was such a strong competitor in the first part of the tournament. Big bomb there. Stays alive, though. And Duck Hunt has a friend who's come onto the stage. It's a man in a hat. If you've ever taken any kind of allergy medication, you've seen the Hat Man before, and he's here in the first round of the tournament, standing in a corner as he does. King DDD with a big hammer, though. We talked all tournament long last tournament about King DDD's hammer. That guy's got a wagon on him, and that thing does some damage. But Duck Hunt not to be outdone, sends King DDD flying. And that's a stock down for DDD, who was a big competitor in the first tournament. Duck Hunt, the 8 seed, a common theme we saw last. Oh, but King DDD, with the commentator's curse, locks it in right there. Big even up of the stocks there for DDD. Well, we saw it a lot last tournament there. DDD getting dangerous. That's a heavy body trying to play below the stage. Can't do that when you're a big man. There's another strange man here. The Hat Man makes another appearance. Another Hat Man. There's multiple. Are they brothers? It's a storyline we're going to have to look into a little bit further along if Duck Hunt can stay alive here in the tournament. King DDD, we saw this all last tournament. These spikes are dangerous. And we have an iPhone alarm here going off in the studio. I'm a little bit nervous. Normally that means I'm waking up for work, but it seems to be a dream here. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all our viewers. I want to say God bless our troops, God bless America, and a big God bless you to Duck Hunt as he goes off the top of the stage. DDD, after a shaky start, has seemed to rattle it around here, but Duck Hunt, DDD is at 112. He's not in a super comfortable position here. Duck Hunt can make this even with one big hit. DDD playing fast, though, playing loose, but a big kick there from the hind legs of the canine. Gets DDD off the stage almost, but DDD kind of dominating now with that big hammer of his. We've seen that hammer. We saw the leaks last year on Twitter. Everyone's seen DDD's hammer. And he's coming back now off stage. But that's a big dunk from the Duck Hunt. Huge dunk there from the Bloodhound from NES. But he's already at a big stock disadvantage here. And the percent disadvantage is not in his favor. 107-13 here, but Duck Hunt staying. He's hanging around. That's all you can ask for this dog. Every dog might have their day, though. Duck Hunt's in a dangerous area here, but he's staying alive. He's hanging around. He's got to get the Hat Man involved at some kind of way here. The TNT's not doing much. DDD for a big man, too agile here. Does not get stuck in that. But the spike from DDD is playing too dangerous. Duck Hunt, though, stays alive. It's a little bit of a precarious situation there on the edge. And the spike. Duck Hunt lives, though. And you got to see this kind of a grit determination you see from a veteran. And the percentage keeps rising. And there it is. After a very shaky start from a guy who was a deep run in the last tournament. Big belly slap for the big win for DDD. His faithful sidekick of whatever the fuck that animal is right next to him. Duck Hunt, actually a good showing there from a first-time tournament participant. Not good enough, though. That's the reason why he was an 8 seed. There's a difference in rank there, not only with the crown that King DDD has set aside here, but the seeding as well. DDD, maybe a little closer than I think a lot of our participants would have liked from a 1 seed there, but he does get the job done. And we'll see how the tournament progresses, if that's going to fire up King DDD or a sign of things to come that he might be in a little bit of a dangerous situation here for round number 2. And a lot of the crowd here is really happy about the result of that. King DDD, always a crowd favorite. Not sure why. But like we saw last tournament, though, Bowser, who had that incredible match with Peach where personalities clashed, their history was on full display. We know the story well. Bowser had the case of adultery with another one of Peach's classmates in college, never really got over it. Peach still hasn't gotten over it, as we saw with her interview on Good Morning America 2 weeks after the tournament, 2 weeks ago, where she fell apart. Bowser has been thriving ever since. We've seen him on his podcast appearances, the alpha male, the Sigma grind set. That's what Bowser brings to the table, and he's going against another leader, a guy who had a little bit of an early exodus in the first tournament, Fox McCloud, from his own partner in crime, Falco, whatever his last name is. I'm not totally sure. He is a Blue Jay. This is a Fox versus a Dragon, the Animal Kingdom, the Animal Planet, in full effect here for game number 2 of the tournament. We're going to get this started for you here in a second. Bowser versus Fox, 2 legends of the game going at it. East Coast versus West Coast, space versus the ground, and we're in space at the Gusty Garden Galaxy. Super Mario Odyssey, a fitting map here for Bowser. You know he's a little salty about that. You hate to be playing at your arch nemesis home field, but we'll see how he fares with that mentally. Fox, fast. Bowser, fat. So we'll see how that works. It's a big size disadvantage here for the Fox from space. And we know he'd love to have a little bit better of a tournament appearance than he did last time, where Falco knocked him out in the second round. We were all a little surprised at that. Fox, and he's, see, this Fox, this is what Bowser does. Bowser gets in your head. He talks his shit. He talks that rah-rah. And Fox, known for his shit talk, is just out of his element here early on. That's a big SD there from the Fox man. And it's already 3 stocks to 2 here. And Fox just seems like he's capable. We're going to have to get an interview with Fox after this game, because his moveset right now is a little bizarre. Not like the Fox we're used to seeing. Speed, class, agility, and now he's just playing a little slow, but getting a little faster here now. But I'm really, the whole booth is a little shell-shocked from Fox here. And normally a strong competitor in these tournaments. We've seen him win them before, 2008, when he won the first place there in that Brawl tournament. But now it just seems like a shell of himself. Pardon the pun for Bowser's shell. Top of the map, heavyweight, still alive. Fox almost kills himself again. And we're going to have to get an interview. It's 3-1. This is an absolute bloodbath. And we're going to have to get someone to talk to Fox after this game. He's pulling out that unregistered firearm that we found out last week that was not registered for the first tournament. but I'm a little concerned here. Is Fox under some kind of inebriation? Did he come up to the game drunk? After his first tournament, we know how disappointed he was, and I don't want to speculate on anyone's personal lives, but the way Fox is moving seems like he might be under the influence of something. And the way that he's recklessly brandishing that firearm only leads me to believe that may be the case. A big punch from Bowser says, get the fuck back. Big dodge there. A little bit more agile than you think for a big dragon. He's nimble on his feet. We've seen Bowser move quickly. Fox here, he just seems like he's not ready for this moment. And this is a disappointing showing from a veteran of his caliber. Fox already off stage twice now. Bowser playing with his food, lunch, dinner, and breakfast here. A 3-course meal, one more big punch from the big dragon from the Mushroom Kingdom, and Fox is done early. Fox, though, staying alive. He's got to get a magical Herculean run proportion here if he wants to stay alive, but Bowser just not playing that game. Bowser, bad recovery, though. Big ass slap there from Bowser, keeping things. You know how Bowser gets. He gets personal. Fox staying alive, but it almost seems like it's too little too late, and Bowser's just playing with his food. One big throw from Bowser, and this game is over. Fire just for the fun of it. Fox can't seem to know where he is. Bowser staying alive, and ooh, that spike could have sent Fox to another galaxy than the one that we're currently in. Fox, though, stays alive, but he has had a dangerous percent. He needs to be perfect from here on out. And the way he's moving, it doesn't seem likely. And there it is. Bowser sends Fox McCloud home early with a big spike bump to the top of the stage. Big roar from the big dragon here, moving on to the second round. And you can see it in this post-game screen here. Fox just seems not himself. He seems a little out of his element. We're going to have to get a post-game interview with Fox after this. Get a look into his psyche. Maybe get a blood test or something over the last 48 hours, because the way Fox was moving, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a few coronaritas before he got onto that stage. And 2 games in, a little bit of an upset, I would say, in round number 1 here in the second game. Fox, who's a veteran, a crafty veteran, normally a stalwart, a lock for the Elite Eight, goes out round 1. A little bit disappointing there from Fox. I know a lot of our viewers had Fox moving on pretty deep into the tournament, but it's not to be. Bowser with another second-round appearance just like he did in the first tournament here. And here is the crowd favorite. Heavy the head that wears the crown. That is King K. Rool. And he's going against the polar opposite of himself here in Jigglypuff, who is a fat little pink ball. Both 2 big competitors here struggled with body dysmorphia. King K. Rool, a little bit more solid, a little bit more confident. Rulers do that. Kings do that. Jigglypuff, we know she went on that tour. She's like an accomplished singer. As a lot of, pardon my French, bigger women are. They dominate the soundstage. But Jigglypuff always been self-conscious, always been a little bit unconfident. We'll see how she fares here against the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, King K. Rool. And I do have insider information that a certain someone who picked a bracket has a Jigglypuff upset here, so I'm dying to see how that bracket fares after this, because King K. Rool, as we saw last tournament, with his Pirate Age weaponry, there it is. We saw it all last tournament, and we're seeing it again here now. That blunder shot, that blundergast that King K. Rool has. And you know Jigglypuff, she's going to try and play some music. She's going to try and put King K. Rool to sleep. But I'm a little bit worried that Jigglypuff just doesn't have the strength to get this big crocodile off the Nile and into the sky here. And I'm not sure where we're playing. It seems to be some kind of coliseum of sorts. It could also be an Illuminati kind of setting. I'm not really sure. I'm liking where the crowd's looking at. There's no one cheering. And there it is, King K. Rool. I mean, this is just what he does. We saw it all last tournament. This guy's a veteran. This guy's a fucking beast. Big uppercut there, though. Jigglypuff. And you can tell Jigglypuff just kind of is happy to be here. She doesn't expect to win. King K. Rool sure shit doesn't expect her to win. It's a big belly bump there from the big crocodile, but it's a big counter there. Jigglypuff's asleep. And a huge dodge. I'm not sure where King K. Rool got that boxing glove from. And he's also falling off the stage, but he gets that little rotocopter that gets him back on. It's a good recovery from a big man. It's a lot of mass falling to the center of the earth there. But King K. Rool always seems to find his way back up. Jigglypuff here, big punch there. You know a rest is coming. She's trying to set it up, but that cannonball that King K. Rool can shoot just does so much damage. And it's worlds collide there. Jigglypuff versus King K. Rool. Both of them go flying, but neither one of them dies. Jigglypuff's got to stop with this music because no one's buying those tracks. This is streaming season, baby, and King K. Rool is green like Spotify with a big dunk. Jigglypuff's just a big pussy, though. Pardon my French. Excuse me. No, she's not. Big uppercut to the top of the stage there. Gets King K. Rool down a stock, but Jigglypuff already up to 50%. It's just not looking great here for the little pink Pokemon. King K. Rool kind of playing with his food here, just slapping his belly, saying, "You're in here next." And that blunder gas, that blunder shot that King K. Rool shoots. You got to wonder if Blackbeard's rolling in his grave and the Queen Anne and Davy Jones' locker. But it's a big rest there from Jigglypuff. But that's a big punch missed by K. Rool. Almost looked like Mike Tyson biting an ear in '94 against Buster Douglas. That's a knockout punch he misses. And not that one, though. Big headbutt from the big snout of the big crocodile. King K. Rool. Big little cape flip. A little bit of a suspect hand gesture here from a guy who's so masculine, but you can't argue with results. It's a big win there for King K. Rool. Like I said before, though, heavy is the head that wears that crown. Jigglypuff, not really sure what she was doing. Not sure she knew what she was doing. Second appearance in this tournament. I gotta wonder if there's a third tournament, if Jigglypuff's even gonna get an invite back. Fox, who we just saw get dominated by Bowser, absolutely cooked Jigglypuff in the first round of this first tournament. Now in the second one. That's 2 tournament losses in a row, both in the first round. I gotta be honest, we're gonna have to talk to the board of directors here and see if Jigglypuff gets an invite to a third tournament, and I'm not sure it's looking good for the little pink Pokemon. But we're on our last 1 seed versus 8 seed here. King K. Rool moving on, Bowser moving on, and King DDD, all guys who won in the first round last time, making their mark in the second tournament here, all moving back on to the second round. And here is a big matchup that we've all been looking forward to. Ganondorf, who a lot of people had going far in the first one, who lost in an upset battle to Yoshi, the green dinosaur, the jubilant little creature, who ended up moving on to the third round against who a lot of people have considered a cautious second entrance into the Smash tournament. I'll say his name. It's Diddy Kong. Like we said in the first tournament, Diddy went through a lot this offseason with his name. A lot of ridicule, a lot of speculation on this appearance in the tournament. But he stayed true to his roots. He stayed strong. Diddy Kong is who he is. He's not going to let the news of a secondary character kind of get him off his game, but he's up against a real Diddy versus Goliath matchup here. Diddy Kong versus Ganondorf. We're going to get it started for you here in a second, but we'd love to see how you guys are feeling in the chat about how you're feeling about the tournament so far, if the first 3 matchups, if you guys had your winners or your losers. We'd love to see. But while we get things set up here, Diddy Kong, in his off-season interviews, was adamant that he's not going to change his name. He is who he is. He's not going to let the actions of another affect him, and he's got a home field advantage here. We know Diddy Kong grew up here where his father, Donkey Kong, was fighting Mario, throwing barrels at him like King Kong on the Empire State Building. Diddy Kong, a little bit of home cooking here, and he's got that peanut gun, maybe the only registered firearm. We know that Diddy Kong has been brandishing that for a long time coming here now. Ganondorf, we know how slow he moves, but you know how strong he is. And you got to wonder if Diddy Kong can really kind of compete with that. Those bananas are not going to cut it. This isn't fucking Looney Tunes, but he's playing like it is. Ganondorf's not going to fall through like Wile E. Coyote on a painted hole in a mountain. And that's why, because a big choke slam like Kane right there. Double choke slam. The Bass Brothers. Undertaker. Oh, went for a third one, but Diddy Kong gets off the map. Maybe by his own banana, but this is what I'm worried about here for Diddy Kong. There's no way he can kind of hang with Ganondorf's strength. All he's got are these bananas. And you got to wonder, where's Diddy Kong putting these bananas? Is he eating them mid-fight? Ganondorf taking the banana into his own hand here. And we know that Ganondorf is not a fruit enjoyer, as seen by his comments on social media about the LGBTQ community. which we do not condone here at the Smash Brothers tournament, but every competitor has their own views, and we let them go to their own. We let them go to their own devices. We're not here to judge. We're here to watch. We're here to watch these great competitors go at it. Diddy Kong, though, only at 6% and a big punch there. A painting of his father in the background, Donkey Kong, an ever watchful eye from the mountaintops behind him, and you can see how pissed he is. Donkey Kong always was kind of portrayed as a villain, kind of painted as someone he's not, but we've seen him lately. Donkey Kong kind of tried to rehab his image a little bit, you know, with the charity work he's been doing. He's been, like, donating to barrel companies where he doesn't throw them at Mario anymore. He's gone to, like, underfunded kids, like, inner city, donated bananas, donated barrels. The guy has really tried to change for the better, and while I was spieling on right there, Diddy Kong lost another stock. Ganondorf here at 78%. It's a big sword slash from Ganondorf here, though. It's a big miss, though. The same one that he missed on with Yoshi in the first tournament that cost him the tournament. And he misses it again. So you got to wonder how Ganondorf's feeling about that move. It's failed him twice now in a crucial moment, but it's a big way to get back on stage here. Diddy Kong. He's got to stop with these bananas. These bananas are not... And Ganondorf, once is nice, twice is great. Third time's the charm. The big sword slash, laughing as he does it. Big win there for Ganondorf. Diddy Kong, like I said, we commend him for his integrity, not changing his name, not changing who he is. But looks like another Diddy's going to jail as Diddy Kong falls out of the tournament in the first round here. 2 tournaments in a row where Diddy Kong has not gotten it done in the first tournament. Against the first tournament, he lost to Bowser Jr., a small competitor like him. This time, though, Ganondorf, a big boy, sends him packing to I'm not sure where his family hails from. Somewhere in the jungle, I can only assume. But that's your first round of the tournament for your 1 seeds. All of them moving on. No upsets like last time. Last time, it got a little bit wacky in the first round. There were a lot of upsets for the first seeds. A lot of them fell down early. Steve, one of them, who was a popular tournament winner pick. A couple guys on the couch around me had Steve win in the first tournament. Guy didn't even make it out of the round of 664. And we'll see how he fares. I know he's back here in this tournament, but we're going to be moving on to the second portion of the first round. Every first seed moving on. You can already hear the fans roaring because the crowd favorite, the everlasting enigma that is Captain Falcon, is coming in hot in round number 1, and you know he's furious about his showing in the first tournament. Absolutely pathetic showing from him, and he said it himself in the post-game interviews. He was not happy with how it went. Losing to Link like that in a Coliseum after beating Samus in the first round, that's not going to fly for Captain Falcon. But he's going against a formidable competitor themselves. He's a big robot, the notorious ROB here, coming in hot in the first round. And we saw Rob lose in the first round of the first tournament against Link. So these are 2 guys that Link knocked out. So you know neither of them is going to have any love lost for that androgynous warrior from The Legend of Zelda. But we're going to get Falcon versus Rob here. A little bit of East Coast, West Coast bias here. Biggie versus Tupac. Falcon versus the notorious ROB. A little bit of home cooking here. I'm pretty sure this is Falcon's home stage. You got to wonder who allowed that. But as we all see these maps, the road. People just want to see Falcon. You can hear the crowd chanting for him already. His home field. This is where he grew up. We know Falcon. He was a child prodigy. Born to fight from a young age. Born to race. We've seen him grow up in this game from 2002 to 2026. That's what Falcon's been doing for over 20 years now. And we didn't see it at all in the first tournament, but the crowd was begging for a Falcon punch. A lot of Falcon kicks. But we didn't see the move that made him famous at all in the first tournament, so I'm wondering if we're going to see it here in this second one. In the second tournament, the Super Smash Brothers tournament here. Rob, though, big laser off the ground here. Falcon, though, big elbow there. And we know that Falcon was always in the gym as a youth, always working on his fitness. We've seen it. The guy, you know, he loves talking to ladies. We know he's a little bit more on the vain side. But, when you got the speed, the talent, the charisma, the strength like them, who wouldn't be, right? It's like handing a Ferrari to a 14-year-old. He's just going to let it rip. Big kick up there from Falcon. Sends Rob off the stage. We don't know a lot about Rob. He's not really one to give interviews. He kind of just does his own thing, but it's a big power drive there from the notorious ROB off the stage. It's 0-0. Brand new ball game here in the second stock. Rob here playing with his own kind of moveset. A lot of lasers, a lot of engines on his bottom. A lot of fire, a lot of machinery here from the machine that is Rob. Big laser off the ground, though. Hasn't hit one of those yet, but you can see how much damage that would do. Falcon playing wise, though, kind of avoiding the lasers. Like he's Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible. He's floating in from the ceiling. Nothing there, though. Falcon big kick got stopped by the robot. And this isn't, I'm not talking dance moves, I'm talking Rob. And he does hit that laser that time, though. Falcon taking a lot of damage here, and this would be a disappointing tournament here for Falcon if he can't seem to find his way back here from this percentage upset he's got going on. Big kick up there, though, from Falcon staying alive, and he's doing well to even it up. Big combo there, up kicks. And it's a big smash from Rob, though. Falcon already down to one stock, and you got to see we got to wonder what's going on with Captain Falcon right now. This would be a very disappointing early exit from a crowd favorite. We know how much Falcon's adored by the public, by our fans. Rob says, fuck that, and he's already got Falcon up to 68%. Big kick up there, though, from Falcon. Rob staying alive. That's a heavy robot. You got to get to the top of the stage. He's made of steel. It's a big kick down. Rob counters, though. Stays alive with that jet engine he's got for feet. Big laser there, though, from Rob. Falcon big kick back, though. He's already at 102, though. Rob staying alive. He's got jet boosters in his feet. He's not dying to the bottom. Falcon's got to get something here. He's got to play perfect from here on out. Rob at 158, not dead yet, though. A lot of punches there from Falcon. Rob staying alive, though. Almost at 200 here. And you got to think this is... Oh, but Rob finds his way off the top of the stage. This would be very disappointing from Falcon, considering he's got a home field advantage right now. But it's a big kick there from Falcon, though. He's got to be perfect from here on out. We've seen it before. 2004 in Barcelona when Falcon went a 3-1 upset against Yoshi when he came back in a similar situation. We'll see if he can do it again here 20 years later. Is the magic still there? If it's not, Captain Falcon down in the first round. And you can hear it, the audible groans from the crowd. Rob, though, has no care for your feelings because that motherfucker doesn't have any. ROB, the robot, to the second round here of the Smash. The notorious ROB moving on to the second round of the tournament. Falcon, early exit here from a guy that, crowd favorite. People love him. Women love him. Kids want to be him. Men want to be him. Women want to be under him. The guy's a stud. But studs fall. And that's a thing that we've seen in a lot of tournaments over the years. You can only coast by on your talent alone for so far when you run into a motherfucker like Rob, who wowed us with his technical expertise in that match. You're going to run into problems, and you got to wonder, that's 2 tournaments in a row where Falcon's going out a little bit early. Is this going to be a wake-up call to maybe kind of lock it in this summer, get back in the gym, get back to the roots of who he was? We'll have to take a look and see this summer. You know, Falcon gives interviews. We saw him last year with GQ 3 times, an unprecedented 3 times. And the upper brass, the top brass is talking about Falcon potentially not even getting a spot in the third tournament, which would be unheard of. The guy's box office, to put it lightly. But it's a shocking upset there. Rob, though, to his credit, moving on. We're happy to see new competitors kind of get their feet wet with the first tournament and then move on to the second round in the next one. We like that a lot. And here we go. Big fanfare here. The champion. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. Kirby, the winner of the inaugural Smash tournament, is going against a first-time participant, Mewtwo. A Pokemon versus a plushie here in round number 1. We'll see if Kirby can kind of get things going again for her repeat attempt. She's going for deuce. She's going for dose. Let's see if Kirby can kind of get things going here for a possible repeat run to the top of the podium. And we're in the wrath of the reset bomb. Sounds like a title of a book from the 1800s that no one's fucking read. But we got Kirby here starting things off floaty as always. We know how Kirby plays. We saw it all tournament long in the first one. She's going to play her game. She's going to play floaty. She's going to play airy. We've never seen Mewtwo play. This is his first appearance in a tournament. He's taking back shots from Kirby here, though. Kirby, though, with a box jump. A lot going on here. Mewtwo's got some kind of a purple ball that he's firing out at Kirby. I'm not sure what that is. We're going to have to get a legality check on that. Mewtwo, though, staying alive here, though, kind of moving around the middle of the map. He's got a big tail there. He's got a big purple tail. Looks a little bit suspect. Not sure if it's a tail, what Mewtwo's anatomy is. I'm not going to speculate. It's big, it's purple, it's lethal. Kirby, small, pink, also lethal. So we'll see. Mewtwo's got purple hands now, though. A lot of purple in this battle so far. A lot of shades of red darkened. Oh, it's a big up smash there, though, from Mewtwo. And Kirby's off the map. Kirby is down a stock. This is our title winner. She's wearing the championship belt. She got a custom-made championship belt, the one that John Cena used to have, the spinner, right in the middle of it. And Kirby there almost gets Mewtwo off. Mewtwo seems like he's a little bit heavy. Tough to get off the map. That combo is pretty dangerous, though, from the 101 Pokemon here. Or Pokemon 100. I'm not really sure. If one of the nerds in the comments could tell me, that'd be great. I'd love that. I'm not totally sure. I think it's either 100, 101. Could be fucking 32 for all I know. But I'll get back on track here. Sorry for the delay, folks. Hope you're having a good time watching the tournament. I know I am. Kirby, though, says enough's enough. I'm going to tie this shit up right now, though. Big tail whip or whatever that purple thing is from Mewtwo there. Not really sure what it is. It looks like one of those silly putty hands that you got in elementary school that you could stick to shit when you were throwing it at the wall. But it's not sticking here, though. It's doing a lot of damage. Mewtwo's kind of spamming this purple energy ball he has. Kirby's playing a little bit too passive for my liking. We saw how aggressive Kirby could get in the first tournament that we had, where she was playing her game, yes, but she was also playing a little bit aggressive. We saw it against King K. Rool, where she wasn't afraid to get in the mix, get in the danger area of it. But now she's playing a little bit too passive. Mewtwo kind of dominating the neutral part of the stage here, the middle part of the stage. For your viewers at home who don't know Smash terminology, I did a little bit of research. It's kind of like listening to your drunk uncle at a barbecue who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but he's saying it very confidently. Big there, tail whip from Mewtwo, though, top of the stage. It's a little bit slower paced game here. We saw the first 4 games of the tournament kind of flew by. A lot of aggression from both competitors. But now we're a little bit slower here as Kirby goes flying again over the wall. And she's down 2 stocks to 1 here. Mewtwo's got a lot of damage on this life, though. Kirby can tie it up quickly, and she does just that. Kirby, she's got championship DNA in her right now. This isn't a first-time title appearance. This is a repeat attempt. This is SGA at the free throw line. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. Kirby's going to get those calls. Mewtwo floating up, though. Getting a lot of damage, though, with those punches. Mewtwo hanging around here. It's an impressive performance regardless of the outcome here for a first-time tournament appearance in Mewtwo against the champion, the belt winner, Kirby here, who's playing a little bit too slow for my liking right now. It's a big smash that she misses, but she doesn't miss that one. Mewtwo up to 82. Kirby playing hard now. She realized she's got to stop playing with her food. Mewtwo's not one to be trifled with, but he's got a good recovery to get back on stage. Kirby up smash again. Mewtwo kind of playing with his tournament life right now. Kirby hanging around. The stars above. Kirby, big top off to Mewtwo, and you can hear the crowd loving it. Kirby, a little bit dicier than I think you like, but championship DNA, that's what winners do. They find a way to win, regardless of all the fanfare, the arrogance that maybe some other winners have shown. Kirby didn't do that. She maybe started a little bit slow, but she ended strong. Moving on to the second round, championship repeat hopeful Kirby takes down Mewtwo. Mewtwo, I'd like to give a little shout out to. It's a good first appearance in the tournament, and you could see that he kind of got out of his element there on the last stock. He seemed a little, first 2 stocks, he's playing his game. He had the lead for a majority of that match, but Kirby, the veteran, championship DNA, that's what she can do. That's how they operate. That's how winners win. And that's how losers lose. And that was I think a 2 versus 7 matchup. And we're going to keep these going here. So Mewtwo out, Falcon shockingly out. But we got a big matchup here. And I know the fans at home are screaming at their laptops, their computer screens. If they're watching this on Times Square, on the big billboard in the center of town, it's worldwide here. Ness, who I learned very quickly after the first tournament, is not Ash Ketchum. He's a little man with a red hat, similar in nature. They're not the same person, against the Wii Fit Trainer. And we know the Wii Fit Trainer. We know how she operates here. For all you kids out there who are now adults, whoever stepped on a Wii Fit scale when you were younger and they called you fat, this is who was doing it. So we'll see how the audience reacts to that knowledge. Wii Fit Trainer, the controversy she went through, the BMI scandals, and we'll see how her body weight holds up here against the little man from Earthbound, Ness versus the Wii Fit Trainer. And we are at the Temple Hyrule. You can see in the back of the map there a Melee map that I played in my youth. Wii Fit Trainer, we've never seen her in this tournament. It's a big soccer ball there. Not sure what her move set is, but we're going to see it here on full display. She's kind of spamming that soccer ball early. We saw Ness, who we thought was going to beat Luigi in the first matchup, and we see how technically proficient Ness is here. He's got fire, he's got earth, he's got a yo-yo swinging that thing, and Wii Fit Trainer just seems like she's more worried about her avocado toast than the actual tournament she's a part of right now. And you got to wonder, she's just not doing enough damage. She's already done. Ness has only taken 17%. Ness lost in the first round last tournament to Luigi, and you could tell that young man came in with a point to prove. Wii Fit Trainer, way more worried about her Lululemon leggings than the dangerous little man right in front of her. And she's doing a little hula shake there. That's got to be cultural appropriation. Not a lot of fanfare here for the Wii Fit Trainer. Kind of spamming that soccer ball. She's already at 72. Ness still in his first stock, not even at 60 yet. I don't know what she just shot out of her abdomen, or that almost looked like a gynecologist appointment. I don't know what she's shooting out of there. I got to get into that profession. Burning fat and shooting it right at you. That's the new Ozempic here at the Smash Tournament. The only thing I can describe it as is the bomb that she's shooting at a child. So not seeing what the hype is around the Wii Fit Trainer. She's got a lot of scandal here in this first part. She's not doing enough damage here to Ness. Ness kind of hanging around, just taking the damage and dealing out more of his own. But that's a big bomb there from the Wii Fit Trainer, but she's already at 125%. That soccer ball's not going to do much. This isn't Nessie versus Ronaldo. Big swing and a miss there, though, from Ness, but he's throwing that fire. Big kick back. Ness up 2-1 here. Wii Fit Trainer already on her tournament life. Ness didn't come here to fuck around. We had his post-game tournament interview after the last tournament. He was disappointed. And that big lightning ball, we know how dangerous that can be. Wii Fit Trainer's already at 71%. Ness has put on a hell of a show here in this first round, and you can see how much this means to him. This is what we like to see with people who lose in early rounds of previous tournaments. They come back to the next one with something to prove, something to gain. This isn't a guy who came here just to sell a few autographs. It's a guy who came here to win the whole damn thing. Yo-yo swinging like he's Hey Arnold on the stoop. Big kick there from the Wii Fit Trainer. Soccer ball still not doing much. That move is absolutely useless. Ness with a barrel roll up to the top. Big elemental strike there, though. Wii Fit Trainer tournament life, 135% here. Ness still not above 60, sends Wii Fit Trainer up. And down she goes in her inaugural appearance in the tournament. Wii Fit Trainer already hits the road. Ness sends the Wii Fit Trainer back to the scales. And you know that's going to do some damage to her psyche from someone who cares so much about her appearance. Ness, a little stocky man from Earthbound, sends her home. Big win there from Ness. And we're already flying through this tournament. I hope you guys are enjoying it. First round's up on the screen for you here. And we're going to be moving on to the second round in just a little bit. And we're seeing it here. Getting on to this next matchup. Guy who had actually a pretty solid first tournament appearance in Dr. Mario. And you got to wonder, we had that big debate after the first tournament. And this is a repeat matchup. Same seed again. Dr. Mario versus Mr. Game & Watch. The Doctor versus the Mr. Titles aplenty here in this second round of the tournament. The Physician from the Mushroom Kingdom versus the I don't know what he is from some 1930s newspaper clipping, Mr. Game & Watch. Got to get it started here, though. And we'll see how Dr. Mario fares, because he did have an impressive tournament showing in the first one. But he bowed out a little bit earlier. Game & Watch out in the first round to Dr. Mario. And we'll see here, though, where the Overworld and the Legend of Zelda fellow Nintendo map here. And we saw a lot in the first time that we saw these two competitors go at it. Game & Watch loves to spam these pancakes like he's cooking in the kitchen. Dr. Mario kind of throws pills at anything, just like a lot of real doctors. You got to always know that you can't trust Big Pharma. But you can trust Dr. Mario here to make an appearance. Hopefully the second round is what he's thinking. But it's a big throw there from Dr. Mario. Game & Watch off the top. Hanging around, though, still. He's already at 119. He's not doing a lot of damage. We saw this problem last time where Dr. Mario kind of plays his own game, and Game & Watch doesn't really know what he's doing. And he's blowing smoke, as he always does here. That parachute and smoke combo is just not what you want to see from from Mr. Game & Watch. And Game & Watch here already at 21. Mario here at 91, doing a lot of damage here. Big swing up there, though, from Dr. Mario. And we saw it in the first tournament where Dr. Mario was playing his game with Game & Watch. Game & Watch just wasn't doing enough damage. His moveset's very bizarre in a sense that it's cartoony, yet also not that deadly. You only get to 4 on the swipe there. But a big parachute there, and we know Dr. Mario, much like his less accomplished alias, Mario, his recovery is horrible. It's only a 2 there, though, from Game & Watch. He's got to get some 9s here if he wants to get something going here. Game & Watch already at 61. Mario already at 36, though. Game & Watch hanging around here, blowing smoke. This is how I like him playing like this, kind of playing below the stage. He's very floaty. He can kind of hang around here on the bottom. It's a big bomb there. Self-inflicted, though. Self-inflicted wound from Game & Watch. Parachuting down. He's a paratrooper. Almost off a pair of stages here. Game & Watch hanging around, though. A lot of edge play going on here. But it's a big swing up from Mario. That's two KOs from that twister move he has. And we'll see if he can make it 3 here. Third time's the charm here for Game & Watch on his tournament life here. But he's blowing smoke up Mario's ass, just like a lot of people do here. Big pancake there from Game & Watch, still blowing smoke, blowing smoke, blowing smoke. He's like your girlfriend trying to get you to stay home. Blowing smoke straight up Dr. Mario's ass. It's a big parachute back onto stage. Pancake flipping, flapjack flipping, but this is not 3 a.m. at Waffle House. This is the Hyrule stage. Big kick onto the stage there from Mario, already at 141. Big flip there. The International House of Game & Watch here is what it seems like we're watching. Big punch there from Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario's got a big kick there. Game & Watch, though, hanging around. He's at 80. Got to be perfect from here on out. Can't really afford any big hits from the Doctor. And we got to see if Dr. Mario's secretary is going to take this call, but he doesn't. 1-2 for the one time from Game & Watch. Big kick there, though. Key down. Bear down. Big parachute there from Game & Watch. Big self-inflicted bomb. But that is a similar result to we had in the first tournament. You got to know Game & Watch is disappointed. His chance at redemption foiled again by the American Medical Association's Physician of the Year, Dr. Mario, stethoscope and all. Feel this heartbeat beating on to the second round here. 2 second-round appearances, 2 tournaments in a row from the Doctor from the Mushroom Kingdom. Really impressive showing here. Excuse me. I'll never burp off mic. If you want something like that, you're going to have to go to another stream. This is real and unfiltered. You're going to see a real side of me here. There's no Wii Fit trainer bullshit. We're going to keep things on mic, keep things on camera. But we have a huge competitor literally coming into the fray here where he took a lot of backlash on social media during that first tournament we had. Donkey Kong was getting clowned for weeks after his performance in the first tournament, where he lost to the little green dinosaur Yoshi. And he's going against a fellow small competitor here in the yellow Pac-Man, who lost in the first round to Mario in the first tournament. Two legends of the game. It was a great match. It went to sudden death. Mario had 2 sudden death appearances in that tournament, losing in the third round to Yoshi, which was a little bit disappointing for the cover athlete to go out before the Elite 8 there. But we're going to get things going here with this now. I think these is the 3 versus 6 matchups, if I'm correct. So we're getting into a further part of the tournament here. Donkey Kong, we'll see how things go here. After he got clowned for weeks on social media, they were calling him Dumpkey Kong for how stupid he was playing in that first round against Yoshi. And he's playing it differently now than he was in that first tournament. We saw him out of his element, I think. I think we were a little unfair to Donkey Kong in the first tournament. They were in space. He is gorilla. He can't breathe there. He's winding up that big fist like he did in that first tournament. We know how dangerous that can be. And this was my problem with Pac-Man's strategy in the first tournament. Too much fire hydrants, not enough ghost. I need to see Blinky. I need to see Stinky. I need to see Inky. I need to see Ricky. I need to see these ghosts going at it here for Pac-Man. This isn't a solo appearance. When you got your friends, your enemies, sometimes you got to keep your enemies closer than friends, and that's what Pac-Man needs to be doing here. The enemy of my enemy is Donkey Kong's fucking fist up to the top of the stage there. Big kick there from the gorilla. Winding up that big fist, it's dangerous. We know how he operates. We saw it in 1996 when he sent Mario packing in that Battle of the Brawlers in Guana. And let's see, big headbutt there from the guy that's all head in Pac-Man. No body there from that cranium. He's yellow, he's dangerous. Fire hydrant to the bottom of the screen. Donkey Kong with a little bit of a yayo. Switch up, big up smash there, misses. Big fire hydrant there, though, from Pac-Man. A little bit too many fire hydrants here. You got to wonder if he's calling the NYFD, the fire department, for some kind of assistance here. And you got to wonder if there's a summer blackout rolling in with how many fire hydrants we've seen. No AC in this building. We're in a field of some kind. This is where we saw the Olimar upset in the first tournament, which was nationally streamed. We got a shout out from Sabrina Carpenter on that matchup. She was talking about how she loved Olimar, loved to give him on stage, maybe make him the guy that she handcuffed at her next concert. We don't know. We know Olimar gets a little nervous around the ladies, so we didn't really reach out to him for comment. He did provide us with one, though. Pac-Man, not to interrupt me. Big kick there, though, off the stage. Donkey Kong, big slap. Doesn't hit, though. Apple down, bear down, key down. We've seen a lot of downs here. Fire hydrant down, fist up for the king. No, Kong to the top of the stage like he's climbing the Empire State Building like his brother from Skull Island. It's all in the family here of this gorilla genus here. It's a big throw up there from Donkey Kong, and you can see he's playing a lot differently than he was in that first tournament. First tournament, I think he was out of his element. That's a veteran who kind of maybe got too overwhelmed by the moment and just wasn't prepared to fight on that stage. From someone who thrives in the greenery, thrives in the shrubbery like we're seeing now, this is a little bit more at home here for the big Kong from the Congo here. Big dodge back on the stage, though. Pac-Man, though, not to be outdone, hanging around. This recovery does stink for Donkey Kong, but he manages to get back. He's got that red tie on. It's all business here for the Kong. We're going to see if he winds up that big fist one more time. Throw to the ground. Big hit up there. Donkey Kong swing and a miss there from that big fist, though. Big up smash. Nothing there. Fire hydrant down. Tournament life here for Pac-Man. 148 on the clock. Gotta see something here from the little yellow man. Stays alive, though. Donkey Kong at 92. Pac-Man at 147 here. One big fist from the Kong. Slap to the ass off the stage. Kong says, "You've been a bad boy. Here's 2 slaps." And there's the door. Sends him flying off the left of the stage. Kong rules again. On to the second round, and you got to know he's fired up to be moving on to the second round. Pac-Man looks like the most terrifying object I've ever seen in my life in that little tiny window here on the screen. Him without his red shoes is horrifying, but we're just going to have to keep it moving past that. I don't like what he's got going on, and I want to get off this screen as soon as possible. Kong, tie askew, business
Steven,
casual.
it almost looks like Mr. Krabs without his shell.
It looks that's a great analysis from our color commentator, Yazkeed. It looks exactly like that. I feel like Plankton seeing Krabs naked for the first time here. And I'm sorry we're subjecting our viewers to this horrifying images. Please, if kids are watching at home, this is NSFW, not safe for work.
It's looking
Keep
like
that off
Peter
the screen.
Griffin, butt naked.
I feel like it feels like Brian Griffin without hair here, pounding Peter up against the wall. And we all know how that turned out. We had an interview with Peter Griffin. We asked him if he'd like to be part of Smash one day. And he said that'd be freaking sweet, as he always does. Getting on here through the first round of the tournament. Tournament's flying by. I hope you guys are having fun. After this round, we're going to read the chat, kind of see how you guys are feeling. Maybe take a little bit of a shotgun break. Shotgun meaning buckshot. Oh, fan favorite here. This is a great matchup. We saw two fan favorites. This is an underrated matchup. I got to be honest, I forgot it was on the schedule. Olimar with that amazing upset over Meta Knight in the first round where it was sheer grit and determination that moved on the little astronaut to the second round against a behemoth, a juggernaut, the cover athlete of every Smash since its inception. Mario, the plumber from the Mushroom Kingdom. On the stage here, though, I'm very excited to see how this matchup shakes out. Chris, how are you feeling about this matchup? Do you have Olimar winning? You got Mario winning. How are you feeling about that?
I would put the house on Mario. We saw the way he moved last tournament, sudden deaths, 2 in a row. I think it's going to happen again. He pushes the limit. You know how he does it.
Push the limit indeed. Pushes the limit of Peach, pushes the limit of Smash. Smash and Peach. Peach? Smash and Peach with his Peach. A little bit of bars there for you for the viewers watching at home. I'm not the only rapper on this couch. I've seen a few tracks from a few artists here. Quick shout out. I don't have amnesia. I got Yazkeed and Tico Too Cold with me. And we're at the Animal Crossing Wild Wild West here. And I hope to God Tom Nook's in the crowd. F that little raccoon or fox, whatever he is. I hate that motherfucker. Sorry to get a little bit off topic there. A little bit of lack of professionalism from me, but I'm a few Michelobes down, and things are getting a little bit loose here. Olimar, we saw in the first tournament, loves to use those Pikmin, loves to throw those Pikmin around, and they follow him like he's Moses, parting the sea, his loyal apostles, till the end. Olimar, though, already at 83. Mario at 46, though, so a little bit of even matchup. That cape, he's always swinging. Makes an appearance here early on. And they're playing a little bit. These are two smaller characters. These aren't big boys. This isn't a King K. Rool versus DDD matchup. These are two close to the earth competitors. Olimar a little bit more spacey, a little bit more floaty than Mario. Mario a little bit thicker around the waist as the years have gone by. Might need to call up the Wii Fit trainer, but we know she's on the plane ride home already from her first round absolute clapping by Ness. Olimar, though, has a great recovery, very capable of getting back on stage. Those Pikmin will not let him fall. They always get him back on stage. And we know now, after our lack of knowledge in the first tournament, that Flood that Mario's got on his back helps him out there, sends Olimar back to space, where he looks accustomed to being with that little astronaut suit he's got. We know Olimar's story, that tragic story, how he had to leave his family to provide for him. Go to the Pikmin Kingdom. He crash landed in that rocket ship, that spaceship, that he's been living there ever since. He's got his found family with him here, and we'd love to see that from Olimar. We love seeing our competitors with stories to tell. Olimar, fan favorite. People love him. Always doesn't bother anyone. Always to himself. Always quick to shout out the Pikmin, too. The unsung heroes of kind of his operation. Couldn't do anything really without him, but Olimar is never one to single himself out, and he gets a big KO there on Mario. 40% though on Olimar already, up to 50. Big boot from the big heel of the little plumber. Big boot up there though too. Mario shooting fireballs. You gotta wonder if there's an elemental advantage here with Mario shooting fireballs. A little bit dangerous, so to speak. Olimar wearing that helmet as always, not accustomed to any atmosphere other than his own on his home planet. Always has to keep that on. The Pikmin have never made physical contact with his face, which is the point they had in their article in The Athletic last week, where it's a point of contention between them. They want to see Olimar as part of their own, the Pikmin. You know, they're big on physical contact. They're big on being close with each other. Olimar's really never had that. So it's tough to see. We know they care for them deeply. We know they love them deeply. There are two peas in a pod, two sides of the same coin. But Mario doesn't give a shit about any of that. He's already got Olimar up to 127 here. And let's see, Olimar, he takes a lot of damage and he takes a lot of hits, but he's good at getting back on stage. Olimar staying alive here. He's already at 145. Mario up to 73, though. It's a little bit closer of a matchup than we saw maybe coming here for the match. And Olimar up to space again. Another fall off the top of the stage. Olimar up to the solar system with another kick there from Mario. And we know how Mario operates. Mario just needs one opening. That's what veterans that's all they need. Mario might not be as quick as he used to be in the Super 64 version of himself, but even in his old age with a few gray hairs and that famous mustache, Mario still knows where to pick his spots and when to go. Big recovery back on stage. Mario, we saw in the last tournament, has a bad recovery. One knock on his game from someone who's so all-around, who can really do everything that you need a smasher to do. His recovery's a little bit lackluster, and he's always known that, but it's who he is now. There's no fixing him. It's who he is now as a player, 26 years into the game. Mario shooting fireballs, kind of keeping his space here, which is smart. It's a veteran move, crafty move. We know how Mario operates. This is what veterans do. They play loose, but it's a big kick up there from Olimar. He's only at 58. It's closer than we thought, I think, a little bit. And like classic Mario fashion, this game's coming down to the wire. We got almost less than 30 seconds on the clock. Could we see another sudden death appearance from Mario here in the tournament? This would make 3 of the 2 tournaments we've had so far. He's got 4 matchups in the tournament. He's had 3 of them go to sudden death. Let's see if he can make it 4 here. 20 seconds on the clock. Mario's got to get something going now if he doesn't want to go to sudden death. Olimar staying alive, though. Big kick up there, though, from Mario. 12 seconds on the clock. We're almost down to 10. We might be another sudden death, which makes it anyone's game. Mario's got to get something going here if he doesn't want to be another sudden death. 5 seconds left on the clock. 4, 3, 2. They're not even sending another punch, and we're going to overtime. Mario with another sudden death appearance, and it's going to be anyone's game here. Both at 300. Mario down early. Olimar, 2 tournaments in a row, 2 upsets in a row. Yet again, he might not be the little astronaut that could. He might just be the astronaut that can. 2 first-round wins in 2 tournaments in a row for Olimar. Mario, cover athlete. This is shocking. The crowd is silent here at the arena. Mario down in the first round. Narratives be damned. I can't believe it. I'm a little shocked in the commentary booth myself. Cover athlete Mario down early. And you got to wonder if Mario has to do something in the offseason about this sudden death kind of theme he's got going on with his matchups. That's 3 matchups in 2 tournaments where Mario has gone to sudden death. And you got to wonder if he's too busy playing with his food, or you got to be wondering if Mario's kind of considering retirement. The guy's been going at it for 30 years. That's 3 decades of smashing. And I know guys like Ron Jeremy can do that for year after year after year. But for a smasher like Mario, sometimes you got to know when to hang up the hat. Big M on the brim, big L on the sheet. That's another loss for Mario here. A little bit of a disappointing performance. The crowd is a little shell-shocked here. That's a fan favorite. It's a legend of the game. When you have legends of the game, it's sad to see him go out like that. Like you see John in his final match. You see guys like Charles Barkley in like Phoenix Suns jerseys, Hakeem in a Raptors jersey. This feels like Ewing in a Magic jersey or a Sonics jersey. It's just not what you want to see from a legend of the game. We're watching Celtics Shaq and Mario. It's a little bit disappointing here. We're getting a little bit of bracket terminology here. After this round, we're going to see how you guys are reacting in the chat. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. This is our second annual Smash tournament. We're trying to look to do these as often as we can, you know. We're all big boys, but we like providing the content for you guys. We love the response we've gotten on the TikToks for sometimes my commentary, sometimes the craziness of the games. We love seeing you guys interact with them. Love seeing you guys like watching these. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate the feedback. We're going to read the chat after this first round here. Kind of see how you guys are feeling. But we got one of our final matchups here in the first round. We got who was not in the first tournament, the Big Ike. This is a fan favorite. A lot of people on this couch really enjoy Ike's gameplay. But he's got another legend of the game. 2 legends back to back. We got the little yellow Pokemon Pikachu. Electricity's a buzzing here in round number 1. Pikachu had a absolutely diabolical first round of the tournament last tournament. So you know they're looking to kind of put that behind them, put their skeletons in the closet, so to speak, and kind of move on to the second round here. But we got Ike with his big sword, blue hair, and a little bit of a questionable scarf on of some sort. Looks like what Fred wears in the Mystery Machine. A little bit of an ascot situation going on. But we're going to get things going here with Ike versus Pikachu. Interested to see what the map is going to be here. Who it'll favor. It's looking like Ike. This is not a big map. Pikachu kind of needs a little bit more space to kind of operate how they want to operate. Ike, for someone who's a little bit kind of on the skinnier side, moves like a fucking glacier. So his sword slashes are easy to read. Pikachu, known for their speed. So we'll see if that kind of favors them here in this matchup. Ike's got a lot of power, but he's not got a lot of speed behind those slashes. Big tail whip there from Pikachu, staying alive. Ike's recovery is horrible. We saw this all tournament long in 2010 when he just could not get back on the stage and was getting abused. Ike has to stay on the stage here, otherwise he is in trouble. Pikachu playing with him with his tail whips here. The most useless move in Pokemon is not useless here, folks. Big electric ball there from the little mouse from Kanto. And we're seeing Ike. Ike might be a little bit kind of nervous for this moment. Ike was not in the first tournament, here in the second tournament, and that kind of SD he just had where Pikachu was edge guarding him really well, I think that made him a little bit nervous to kind of stay off the stage here. Ike can't be here. He's got to get out. This is where Ike's going to fall into dangerous territory, I think. But that's where Ike can kind of thrive, is kind of sending this big mouse up to the fucking moon. Big swipe there from Ike. Gets things even at 2 apiece. Ike's at 69%. Nice. Big tail whip there, though, from Pikachu. 86% there. 100 on the dot. Even. Pikachu is going to need a little bit more damage to kind of get Ike off the stage. He's a heavy guy. He's tough to get flying. Pikachu's going to take a lot of damage here, though. Just 2 slashes. And Ike is doing a little bit too much edge play here. I mean, I'm sure that's not the first time he's heard that. The big swing up there, though, from Ike. And I'm really not liking how he's playing right now. He's doing too much kind of hanging around off stage, where he's got a lot of more success if he's just doing that, swinging that thing like he's Reggie Jackson in Game 6. And a home run there, but he can't seem to get it over the wall. Pikachu get back on stage. Somehow still alive. Pikachu kind of playing with the skin of their ass here. I don't know how they're alive, but not anymore. Pikachu down 1 stock for their tournament life. Someone who was dominating the first part of this match. Ike's only stock loss is him killing himself. So I'm a little bit of surprised that Pikachu kind of falling apart here. The ever-crafty veteran losing to a first-time tournament appearance here. And Ike swinging that sword a little bit more confident now. A little bit more brash. He's got 40% on Pikachu already. He just needs a couple more hits. Pikachu's going to be in dangerous territory. Ike's already at 119. Pikachu can't seem to land a fucking hit. Got to get something going here for the mouse. Yellow mouse, big hit there, though, from Ike. Big swing and a miss. But he keeps himself alive, though, and he's doing well here, kind of using the edge to his advantage right now. And Pikachu's already at 92. Ike's sword does so much damage! Pikachu down round 1. I can't believe it. From someone who was dominating the first part of that matchup, Ike's only death in that matchup was him falling off the stage and killing himself. A little bit of a shocking matchup advantage there for Ike, who kind of dominated that from that first life on. Pikachu, another disappointing outing out in the first round, and you got to wonder if veterans are starting to fall by the wayside here. A lot of newcomers moving on to the second round. Guys we didn't see in the second round of the tournament. It's been a long time since we saw our 1 seeds go at it. A couple familiar names there. King K. Rool, King DDD, Bowser moving on. Donkey Kong moving on to us. So a lot of big hitters moving on to the second round. Ike is now part of that group. Guy who was swinging his sword left and right and up. Pikachu down early in the first round. Ike moving on to the second round. And just like President Dwight D. Eisenhower, we like Ike. Move on to the second round. Yeah, see, Pikachu only able to get one kill there. Maybe the power disadvantage was too much from the little mouse from Kanto to overcome. But you got to think she would have used her speed more to kind of get to her own advantage. But I guess that's why someone's going out in the first round 2 tournaments in a row. And a fan favorite here, dropping the government, Steve, the Minecraft veteran, going against another veteran of the game, the ever enigmatic Samus Aran. Steve versus Samus is a battle of the S's, a battle of the consonants here. And we'll see if Steve's mining diamond or if he's building a dirt hut here. Samus is going to knock it down either way with that big bomb she's got on her wrist. That big blue gat got on that right arm of hers. Dangerous as ever. We saw Zero Suit Samus last tournament. Don't know if we're going to see her this tournament. Samus might be keeping the suit on, which I know is going to upset some of the viewers at home, but we're going to keep things going here. We got some couch commentary here, but I like the name Steve. And we're here. This is where the tournament ended last tournament. This is our final stage. Splat attack. Samus here starting things off with a couple shots from that blue laser she's got on her wrist. I'm really not sure what that is. Steve, I think the difference here is going to be the technology. Samus has her kind of alien weaponry. Steve has an axe. So we'll see how that kind of fares for both of them here. Steve can mine things. We've seen it before. If you ever played Minecraft, it's up to your imagination. So we'll see how far Steve's imagination can take him here in this first round against Samus. Kind of playing around on the edge. But we'll see how things are going. It's a big bomb there, though, from Steve. Playing around. I didn't even see that coming. Oh, my God. I can't believe I saw that. I don't know how he did so much damage there, but Steve takes an early stock off Samus. This would be a really disappointing outing for Samus to kind of go out early here. But a little bit of a technological, I don't know, I was trying to send it. But sorry about that, folks. We're coming back into the tournament now, though. We had a little bit of a technological interference there. Samus, though, kind of hanging around. Steve has not lost a life, so I was not talking the entire time. Steve is still alive, not for long, though. The little man from Minecraft falls himself out early. He's crafting, he's swinging. He's got cobblestone, he's got a wood sword. Got to get some kind of diamond here. I don't think you're at the right coordinates to kind of do what he's doing. Magma block, though. Lava, ever so dangerous. And you got to wonder if he's got any netherite in there. That could be a big swing there. He's mining. And we're going to see if there's a furnace here. He can cook some of that iron in. We know the iron ores need to be cooked. And we know the diamond does not. If he gets some diamond going, he's mining, just mining. That's sometimes how it feels when you're playing Minecraft. You're just kind of down there in the mines, music's playing, Spotify in the background. Steve's can do things like that, a little bit of relaxing. And that's how he's playing right now. He's playing loose, playing free. This is a guy who was a 1 seed in the last tournament, so you got to know he's upset about not getting back. That Elytra gets him back on stage. Big swing there, though, from Samus. Not one to be outdone. This is a veteran who's got to get things going here, and she's flying a little bit too far to the edge. She's got that TNT block. We saw that first one win, but Steve down early. Samus at 150 kind of saved. Now that with this kind of elemental advantage he's got going on here, this mineral advantage he's got going on. Samus shielding up, big hit there though from Steve. 0.3. Wow. And we're getting into this last part of the stocks here. 1:30 on the clock. I don't think this game's going to overtime. I think we're going to settle our differences here. Of wherever we are in the splat attack. We'll see who goes splat first. Steve's mining here. A big swing from the diamond sword. Samus kind of shielding up there, kind of playing her own life here on the edge. That TNT is going to be dangerous. Samus takes a lot of damage here, up to 60%. Steve only at 43. Big bomb there, though. 30% on that hit. Big missile, big anvil. So much technology being used in different eras. We have kind of a steam engine, kind of like antics here from Steve compared to Samus's alien weaponry. Big bombs there, though. Steve's got his axe ready to go. He's like, Jason Voorhees, pickaxe, mine that, says Samus. Down early again. Sleeper is crazy. Sleeping. Samus is sleeping. Home again early. First round exit again for Samus Aran. Steve, the man from Minecraft. Moving on to the second round. I think that's a big win for Steve, the guy who's a newcomer to the franchise, to beat a veteran like Samus in this kind of atmosphere. That says a lot about him. That's a big win there from Steve. I mean, we saw him after the last tournament, kind of how distraught he was after his loss to, I believe it was King K. Rool, who was the first overall seed in the second tournament. So you got to wonder, I think he kind of got dealt a bad hand in that first tournament, going against an absolute stud that is King K. Rool. And we're going back to the main menu here, and I think we're almost just about done here with the first round. Steve upsets Samus, or maybe not upsets, but beats the veteran Samus here in round number one, moving on to the second round. Yeah, that was another great game we've seen. I haven't had too many blowouts yet. Things have been relatively close for the most part. But we'll see how things go as we get on into the later rounds when the competitors get better. We know those 5 big boys are still at it. We have Ganondorf still around. King K. Rool still around. Bowser's still around. King DDD still around. Donkey Kong's still around. There's a lot of weight to be thrown around in this second round that's coming up very shortly. So we'll see how that kind of operates. A lot of guys who we thought maybe weren't moving on to the second round, or who were moving on to the second round, not hanging around. Captain Falcon already gone. Fox already gone. Samus already gone. Diddy Kong already gone. But this is a big matchup here. A guy who we know was furious about the outcome of the first matchup he had in the tournament, in the last tournament. Meta Knight versus the Mega Man. A battle of the M's here. Who's the more dominant M? The big sword-wielding knight, or the Mega Man? Another newcomer to the Smash franchise with that little blue gun he's got hanging around on his, against Meta Knight, who we know was disappointed after his first outing in our first tournament, who lost to Olimar in that shocking upset in that grassy knoll that we saw Meta Knight fall in. But there's no moats here. It's ancient technology versus futuristic technology. Kind of how we just had with Samus and Steve. Kind of a little difference of ideologies here. We have Mega Man's cannon versus Meta Knight's sword. I'm going to get things going here. Moving quickly through this tournament, and we're into the Green Hill Zone. Sonic's home, who I don't think we're going to see in this tournament. I'm not sure if he was on the bracket. I didn't get a great look at his name. Oh, Meta Knight already flying up a little bit too high for my liking, a little bit too close to the sun. This is Mega Man's first appearance in the tournament, so I'm interested to see how he kind of operates here. Kind of just shooting shit at the sky, seeing what stick. Little pellet guns here, like he's shooting BB guns at tin cans in the backyard. Meta Knight's not going to deal with that, though. He's going to get up close and personal, where I think he wants to kind of have this matchup be. I think Mega Man's going to have the advantage here if things keep at a distance. He's got all this weaponry on his wrist. He not only does he have weaponry on his wrist, he's got ice on his wrist. Ice in his veins, hopefully, too, I know he's feeling. He's kind of spamming that up kind of cannon, but he's shooting these little pellet guns, which he's doing well with. Big smash, though. Meta Knight, we know his recovery's great. He's got those wings, but he's kind of just keeping that cannon shooting up on that Sonic. Boom! Big hit from Mega Man. Mega Man's looking dangerous early, I got to be honest. At 65 now, though. Meta Knight's got to get something going here, kind of keep things even, not let things get too different between them. Big swing there from Meta Knight. Hits nothing but air. Mega Man doing really well to kind of keep the distance, kind of keep things like bar between them, as I think he wants to do here. And we're seeing a little bit of new moves here from Mega Man. I know Meta Knight wants to get up close and personal with Mega Man here. Use that sword to his advantage. Big flurry of slashes there from Meta Knight, but it's not enough to KO. Mega Man hanging around. We haven't really had to see him use his recovery till now, so I'm a little interested to see kind of how it is. He kind of gets that boost from that red object there below the sky. Those pellet guns not hitting right now, but doing enough damage to kind of hang around on this second stock. Meta Knight at 43, at 47 now, kind of self-inflicted wound there from Mega Man. Meta Knight says, fuck that. Big swipe down, swipe right up to the top of the stage. This isn't Hinge. This is the Green Hills Zone. We're keeping things unpersonal here as these two competitors go at it. And we have Meta Knight kind of spamming that up smash here on that sword. Already got Mega Man up to 36. Meta Knight, after a little bit of a shaky start, kind of in the driver's seat right now would appear. He's got a lot of slashes here. Mega Man, who had such an impressive start, but it's a big throw there. Kind of throws down. A little chain off the side. Cannon up. Carries him the whole way. That's a big KO for Mega Man. Now who's fully in the driver's seat? I'm not even sure he can reach the pedals, though. That's a short man. Does he have a license? I don't know. We're going to have to get an operating count on that. It's a big swipe there from Meta Knight, kind of keeping things even here. And pellet guns are flying here in the Green Hill Zone. Don't know where Sonic is. We see someone running in the background right there with a couple Tails. Might be Tails flying around back there. I think it is. He's not in a Smash game yet, but I know he'd love to be in one. But, you know what they say about Tails? Guys like that, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And Mega Man is having a dominant third stock here. And that move twice. Meta Knight shockingly down early again in the first round. You know he's disappointed about that.
Not even a fucking chance for Meta Knight.
I don't know what happened there between that first stock and the next two. Mega Man's moveset with that Sonic Cannon that was sending Meta Knight up to the fucking top of the castle where Rapunzel stays. But there's no princess in this castle for Meta Knight. He's fallen into the moat. Mega Man, the real M, moving on to the second round here. Big blue cannon, little blue guy. Big W, though.
Mega Man
Turn
says,
that M upside down. It's a W for Mega Man.
that's Wumbo.
Wumbo for you at-home listeners. We already saw Pac-Man, who looked terrifyingly like Mr. Krabs without his shell. Another SpongeBob reference for you listeners at home. Favorite show. Fun fact, one of the head artists for SpongeBob went to my high school. There's a whole section dedicated to him in a wing. Had to walk by that every day while I was just trying to graduate. And big matchup here, though. We have two legends of the game, two legends of the sport, two guys who had actually a very good first tournament between them. Yoshi in particular, who had a very good first tournament. Link, nothing to sneeze at, made the Elite Eight. Kind of going with a blue tunic here today, though, like he did in the first tournament. A little surprising, considering how he's normally with that green tunic that he's so famous for. You think maybe he'd want to do some color coordination with Yoshi. We know these guys are friendly. There's no animosity here between two the sport. Two guys who just love the game. Two guys who kind of stay out the way, stay in their own lane. Jubilant Dinosaur versus Link, the androgynous warrior from Hyrule. And they're going to go at it here again. Matchups of versus Yoshi. We'll finish here with the stage. Hopefully it's neutral. It's Mario Kart, so both of them familiar with the course. Both of them veterans of the Nintendo Kingdom here. Both have been in the cart of the Mario. Go here. Link has his weaponry. Yoshi, quick on his feet. He's so dangerous. We saw it all first tournament we had. And we'll see Yoshi fast feet, though. He's like Willie Mays, hey, on the baseline, quick feet on his feet. Big swipe there, though, from Link. Already at 86. And differential here between the two. Big headbutt from the big snout with a big dinosaur here. And you got to wonder, there was a mention last tournament of Yoshi being a little disappointed with the outcome of it because he kind of felt like he had a tournament run where he was eyeing a Final Four appearance. Kirby, though, had to put a stop to that, the eventual winner of the tournament. So you know Yoshi's here to kind of make a repeat run. He wants to prove to his doubters. For someone who's not that into the fanfare of the tournament, into the spectacle of the whole thing, you know those comments kind of got to him. Was he a one-hit wonder? It's a one-hit wonder where Link went, but he's back there, though, on the stage kind of playing the edges here. Yoshi and Link, two veterans of the game. These are two guys that are not going to shy away from the moment, but Link is in dangerous territory here with that bomb on the side of the stage. His head's steaming, but we both know these guys are level-headed. Link staying alive at 141. Percentages are almost dead even here. Yoshi doing great, though, on the edge there, though. Hiding in that little egg. We've seen it before, though. And you gotta wonder what the scientists at Jurassic Park are thinking about Yoshi hanging around in that egg. You know, they're foaming at the mouth. They get a piece of that little green dinosaur, but Link trying to do it himself here. Kicks Yoshi off the stage, 173. You gotta wonder how Yoshi's kind of still kicking. Not anymore. Cretaceous period is over. We're on to the Jurassic for Link. And we're now down to 2 stocks apiece. Kind of even percentages here till that. Yoshi, big kick up, though. Quick to 50. And you don't kind of see that power too much from Yoshi. Maybe a little bit of more aggression than we're used to from the little green dinosaur. He's kind of just throwing eggs at shit. And we're seeing how that's working for him. Not super great because Link's bomb does a lot of damage here. Those 3 swipes from Link are so dangerous. But there's a big butt bomb there from Yoshi from the top of the screen. Egg to the sky. Both competitive off the stage. Even now in the center of the stage here, Yoshi tail whip to the side. Link shoots an arrow just for fun. Makes it back, though. Big kick up. Boomerang throwing. There's 1. Big swipe. Boomerang throwing. There's 2. Butt bomb back from Yoshi. We're seeing here, kind of Link holding on to that blue bomb, whatever he's got going on. I'm not sure what's in that. We're going to have to get a legality check from the rule book on whatever that bomb is consisting of. Link hanging around, though. Big arrow. Big block, though, from Yoshi. Then Link flying. There's a 60% point differential here in the percentages. Link big parry there, but it's another tail whip from Yoshi. Yoshi though, 100. So Link just needs 1 big hit, and this thing's gonna be dead even. 140 on the clock. And any time constraints. Yoshi hanging around though at 136, staying alive. Boomerang not doing anything there. He's got to get the sword involved. Foot involved, but that's not enough. Feet are never enough. Ask any man. You got to get your hands involved. Let's see. Link with a big kick off the side of the stage. Yoshi falling apart down there. Greg's making too many appearances for this commentator's liking. Link's got to get the sword going here. And swipe down there from Link. Kick up. Yoshi using his tail. Already at 46. Link kind of with the advantage right now. 57 now. Big boomerang bomb there from Link. He's holding on to that bomb. Swipe up. 79 here for Yoshi. I'm a little bit nervous. Yoshi kind of not playing his game. We saw it all first tournament where Yoshi was playing his game, playing his own way. It was working out great for him. Link kind of dictating the pace, throwing the bombs. Big headbutt there from the snout. Tongues flying wild here at the Mario Kart track. We're passing Peach's Kingdom. I wonder if she's inside crying about Bowser, but we're not going to get the answers we seek. Link sends Yoshi out of the tournament early, and you got to know Yoshi disappointed with that outcome as they had such a good first inaugural tournament. Early like that is not going to sit well with the green dinosaur. A big matchup with the Pokemon trainer. This is his inaugural appearance here in the tournament against the guy who is revered in this space, feared, hated, but he's never cared at all. Wario, the ever elusive. You can't get an interview with this guy. So quick to speak his mind after tournaments, but refuses to give one-on-one interviews. But we're going against the Pokemon trainer, who's got a lot in his arsenal here. He's got Pokeballs aplenty. So we got a t-shirt that doesn't fit versus too many balls. It's the trainer versus Wario here in the round 1 of the tournament. We got Squirtle in a headshot here. Not sure how he managed to get his way into that. If anyone knows, you always pick Charmander, despite the challenge of the first 2 gyms with Misty and Charmander's going to cook for you on the back 9 of that course in Kanto. Wario has no what the fuck that means. Wario, I'm not sure, has ever picked up a gaming system in his life. But we know the allegations with Wario, but yet manages to sneak into every tournament just as now. And we're actually going to switch genders. Pokemon trainer, we're going with a female companion back to a male. and you can switch back and forth. It's free to do in this country. No problems here. So we're going to get Wario versus the androgynous Pokemon trainer here. And we're going to get the mic going here with the Pokemon trainer versus Wario in round number 1. Keep it classy here, folks, at the Kirby Retro Medley. And we're in some kind of time machine, clearly. And you got to wonder, how much credit does the Pokemon trainer get for these victories if he is to get one here, as he's kind of using his Pokemon to do his dirty work for him? Is he even taking damage when he goes flying off the stage? Or is he kind of just sitting on the sidelines? It's like a good head coach who's got a Hall of Fame quarterback. Let's see if Squirtle, whoa, a little bit too quick for my liking there, but uses the wave to get back up. The tides of the ocean are with the Pokemon trainer here. Wario, not known for his elemental use, more known for his gas and brash personality here. You know that motorcycle Wario has is going to make an appearance. He loves riding that motorcycle all around town, all around the Mushroom Kingdom. But he's using there it is, and you got to wonder, Wario took any testing motorcycles, or is that something he just kind of operates out of need? Go back on though, kind of do a hang around here. Squirtle's not going to be able to give any interviews because he can't talk. He is a turtle. This isn't Finding Nemo. There's no Crush. Ivysaur out now though, and this is what the Pokemon trainer can do. So he can kind of switch it up, and Ivysaur kind of hitting Wario to the top of the stage. And Charizard out now. The evolutions here. You have the first in Squirtle, the second in Ivysaur, the third in Charizard. Big bomb to Wario, who's already down a stock. And you got to wonder, Wario's not going to be able to get in the head of 3 different Pokemon. He's so good at getting in the heads of competitors, but he's not able to do it right now when he's got 3 different Pokemon coming at him from all angles. The Pokemon trainer giving instructions from the side. Charizard's got wings, though. This isn't Game of Thrones. King's Landings is burning here. Wario, big fireball from Charizard coming in hot. That bike is going to make an appearance sooner rather than later, but Wario is out of his element right now. Already at 116, Charizard has not died yet. You got to wonder if he's going to get any kind of other Pokemon in here. Might not need to. 3-1, but this isn't Cleveland. There's no Braun. Back down 2-1, and Wario kind of keeps things even here. Squirtle, Wario, 6-0, 10-7. Percentage is increasing. Wario on his tournament life here. This would be a disappointing outcome from the big-bellied man from the Mushroom Kingdom. He's got a shirt that doesn't fit and an attitude that just might here in the first round. Ivysaur, evolution up here. And you got to wonder, when is Charizard coming out? We saw Charizard dominate for 2 stocks in that life. Ivysaur is kind of just shooting seeds. Got a big Vine Whip coming in, though. And we know that move, Vine Whip, very well. And it looks like Wario's getting to know it very well here, too, now, though. Ivysaur kind of using his kind of elemental advantage, kind of shooting out some stun spores a little bit. There's the Razor Leaf right there. We've seen these moves before a million times. Big counter there, though, from Charizard out now, though. And here's where it gets dangerous for Wario. Charizard off the little 2 Pokemon in front of him comes out hot, and Charizard's not here to fuck around. The brash personality of the dragon. No King's Landing here. Daenerys Targaryen, eat your heart out. This dragon's got claws. Pokemon trainer moving on to the second round. Beats Wario in round 1. And you got to wonder if women across the globe are glad that that man is not moving on to the second round. Wario, I know he'll be disappointed to go home empty-handed for 2 tournaments in a row and not even moving on to the second round in this one after having such a good tournament in the first round. Doesn't get it going here, though. Pokemon trainer moving on to the second round. Taking a lot of credit for not doing much. And this is your last matchup of the first round here. Snake, who had a disappointing first tournament when he had kind of King DDD on the ropes, and it's against crowd favorite Luigi, who just like the first tournament is in a very skeptical pose to start things out, kind of throwing it back at nothing. Snake here, though, not interested in those games. There's no new Drake album playing in the club. This is Snake with his classical jazz, and we're moving on to the last match of the first round here. And we got Snake versus Luigi, S versus L.
Let's go, Louie.
And we're in the Tormentor Island Medley, another Animal Crossing map. You gotta wonder who at Animal Crossing is kind of paying for this map selection here. This thing is the third one we've seen. Wonder how many advertisements they've got for Smash in their town. You know how their economy operates. Snake here, though. Kind of a difference in players here. Luigi, very kind of playing with his body. Snake's got a lot of weaponry here, but it's a big punch there from Luigi, who had a big upset over Ness in the first tournament. Ness moving on to the second round, as we saw earlier against the Wii Fit trainer. Snake did not make it out of the first round last time. He lost to King DDD, which we know he was upset about based off his post-game interviews. He wouldn't even talk to reporters coming out of the stadium. He had a cigar locked up, and he's got a missile locked up right there. Luigi, though, running like he's got 2 left feet, but he's hanging around here with 106. And you got to wonder, next big hit. Snake playing dangerous here on the edge, though, getting that little helicopter. And we got Luigi here. Big. Oh, it's a double KO. I've never seen anything like that. We haven't seen anything like that since 1996, when Yoshi and Kirby collided at the same time. Tap the switch and times a change in here. Luigi already up to 42% here on the double KO. An unprecedented occurrence here in the Smash tournament that we've never seen before. Things are dropping onto the floor. Things are clattering. The earth is shaking. That just changed the entire outcome, I think, of this match. I can't believe it. The crowd is shell-shocked here over that. I know Snake and Luigi are both shell-shocked, too. Snake throwing mines. Luigi hanging around, though. Oh, that missile almost went straight up Luigi's ass, but didn't get anything up that hole this time. Luigi rolling, stolen, Poland, roly-poly with the vacuum. And that's a huge missile from Snake. Big missile from Snake, but it's a big, and this is an even battle here. Snake with a KO, Luigi with the KO. He says, I see your missile, I raise you my face. Big headbutt there. And we know that Luigi got his endorsement from Dyson after the first tournament. He loves that vacuum. He did 3 commercials in the time that it's gone between the first tournament and this one. Luigi's doing absolute work here. A little bit surprised, Snake had such a dominant first kind of part of this match. After that double KO, Snake had just kind of seemed on the back foot. It's a little disappointing from a veteran who's so crafty and so kind of doesn't let anything get to his head here. Luigi, though, using his head with a big missile there. Not sure how he generates kind of the momentum for that, but it's a big up kick there from Luigi. One big hit from Snake, and he's going to be in trouble. Snake down in the first round. Shot win from Luigi, but is it, though? That's 2 tournaments in a row where the little brother has become the big brother. Mario out, Luigi in. Still hanging around in the tournament. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Because he was so shocked at that double KO there at the first part of that game. Luigi, little brother becomes big bro. Can't believe it here. Luigi clearly does not have internet, stuck in a 2010s trend here where he's planking on the floor. Snake Fury, as you can tell, with his back turned. No respect there. It's a little bit disappointing from a guy who's such a veteran. But that's something he's going to have to deal with on the plane ride home to wherever they're sending him down his next mission. Luigi loves being on camera. We've seen it before. You got to wonder how much of that is growing up in Mario's shadow. But that's a wrap, though, on the first round of the tournament. A lot of close matchups there. That was one of our most exciting matchups of the tournament so far, if I had to say from an unbiased perspective. The double KO was something we have not seen in over 20 years in this tournament. An unbelievable display of technical ability from a lot of the competitors here. A couple of highlights. We had Ness with a lot of technical expertise, like we saw in the first tournament, too. And Ness, a little bit of an underrated competitor. A couple big upsets. Fox out early. Falcon out early. Yoshi out early. A lot of guys who made deep runs in the last tournament kind of out early now. We have a couple familiar faces here, too. So we have King K. Rool still moving on to the second round, dominant first round. King DDD a little shaky in our inaugural opening match of this tournament, but he's hanging on, moving on to the second round. Ganondorf moving on. A lot of big boys. Bowser, Ganondorf, DDD, K. Rool, Donkey Kong. A lot of guys making an appearance here in the second round who are bringing a lot of weight to the second round, but a couple little guys too. Ness moving on to the second round. Luigi moving on to the second round. We also have Ike moving on to the second round, and an inaugural appearance for him too. So a lot of kind of the same faces, but also kind of a lot of new faces here in the second round of the tournament. We're going to have our host Yazkid, though, kind of go over the results, kind of feed you guys information we're feeling about the and the actual results of the tournament so far. Who's in first? Who's on second? We're going to find out right now.
We got our live bracket here, folks. All the 1 seeds made it through, as we thought. We got a huge upset. Captain Falcon, Rob, took his ass out first round. Mega Man made it through. Donkey Kong, Ness, Luigi, Olimar. On the right side, we got Ike making it through. Pokemon Trainer, taking Wario's fat ass out. Kirby just made it through. Dr. Mario taken out. Mr. Gaiman washed. Luigi making it through. Steve, and we got Ganondorf again. I'm going to go through our leaderboard here. We got this updated live, folks. We got a triple tie in first place right now. First, second, and third. We got Speed Looper taking first and second. And Antonio in third. Technically, they're all first. So we got a big tie right now. A lot of good contestants here. Still a long way to go. I think Speed, Looper, and Antonio, everyone who's up right now, had Rob winning, which was a huge upset for everybody. We're going to see what happens. Anything could happen. We're going to move on to the second round soon of this tournament. Again, we got Speed Looper. Shout out to Speed. He is in first and second. And Antonio, we have a tie here for the first place is with 31 points. Anthony Tapitaz coming in after. We got Tom G, John H. A lot of people just neck and neck here. Still a ways to go, though. If you're watching, good luck to you. We're going to see what happens here. I'm going to pass it back to Steven here. We're going to take a little 5-minute intermission here. Go do what you got to do. Take a piss, take a shit. We're going to come back to you in about 5 minutes. Get the second round going, the Sweet 16.
We are back for the second round of the Super Smash Brothers tournament. Live on your screen right now is an overlay of the actual bracket so far. Like our host so graciously said, we're going to start things off with the 1 vs. 3 matchups. 2 behemoths going at it here in the first matchup of the second round. King DDD versus Donkey Kong. 2 respective kings of their kingdoms going at it for animalistic supremacy here. A penguin versus a gorilla. A matchup of physicality and a matchup of ideologies here to start things off here in the second round. Hope you guys are having a great time watching the stream. I know I'm having a great time commentating it. Saw a lot of comments. Saw Uncle Rabby in there. Saw Brian Yass. And we saw Mike Sanj in there too. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the commentary.
Shout out to Mr. Manalapan.
Mr. Manalapan, one time for the one time. Excuse me, we had a little bit of an exodus during our break. I don't think I could say it one more time if you paid me $1 million, but we appreciate you being here, Mr. Manalapan. There you go. Take 2 is all you need in this business. But I think we're just about ready to rumble here. We got the Kong versus the King. Two kings going at it here. Round number 2 kicking off right now here for the 2026 second annual Smash Tournament. Let the battles begin. Appoint your name for the map as the battle begins. Here we go. DDD's got his hammer, which we've talked so much about. So much fanfare has been made over the last couple of weeks about DDD's hammer. But Kong's got a hammer of his own. It's that big fucking left hand he has, and he winds up relentlessly throughout the fight. You're going to see it throughout this entire matchup here in the second round. Kong's going to wave that fist around, or he should. If he wants to win this matchup, he's going to have to do that, though. This is kind of where Kong can thrive, though. There it is. There's that fist wind up, though. DDD, he's a big man. There's no mistake about it, but he's a little bit more agile than I think people would think. A little light on his feet, a little Chris Farley-esque, a big man who's a little nimble, a little bit like myself, so to speak. A guy who can get up and down the court quicker than you think. Kong, though, staying alive. DDD, 128, 123 here, though. It's going to be a lot of damage needed for one of these guys to fall off the stage. DDD not in any real danger yet, still hanging around. He's at 161. 133 here, though, for DK. Kong here. Big kick, but that's what DDD does. That's why he was a semifinalist, but it's 2-2. Quick to repeat, quick to match. Kong winding up that big fist here, already up to 20. Hammer versus fist. The pen's mightier than the sword. The hammer's mightier than the fist. Almost kills DK here early. Kong winding up, though. Those spikes are going to make more appearances as this matchup goes on, I think. It's DDD's favorite weapon. There it is. And he's got that hammer and that spike. And there's not a lot of stuff Kong can really do to manage against that. Kong's got to get up close and personal right in that special zone where the spikes and hammer thrive. And Kong's in a lot of trouble here. And I think Kong was a little bit happy just to get to the second round here. And now he's kind of out of his element with DDD, who's a veteran, who's been here before. 2-1 here for DDD, and he's only at 37%. Kong has to be perfect the rest of the way if he wants to move on to the third round of the tournament. Slapping the floor, slapping the base. DDD's hammer, Kong's head. Spits him out, swallows him up. A little bit of combo there for the belly bump to the spike. Hammer spinning like he's Ron Jeremy in 1983. Kong winding up that big fist. Big spike there. Kong's got steam coming out of his ears. I don't know if it's from his fist or he's angry. Spits him out again. Kong a star now. 95 for DDD, 95 for Kong. It's 1-1. Kong's gotta be perfect for the rest of this matchup. There's no mistakes allowed. Kong's got to go 0-60 here on the freeway. Kong at 106, 122. Those spikes are too dangerous. Misses the hammer. Kong staying alive. One more big hit, though. Kong's in trouble. Almost an accidental KO. A little bit of disrespect on that hot dog. Sprinkle the mustard, drip the ketchup. A big belly flop sends Kong packing. The real king rises to the throne. King DDD dethrones Kong in the second round. The king of the gorillas going home early for a second straight tournament. A disappointing showing. Clearly a little bit more mentally straight this time. After his battle with Yoshi in the first tournament, you could tell Kong was clearly concussed. We got a post-game report of it, actually. Kong was concussed. Took a lot of damage from those kicks from Yoshi. Surprisingly, in a bigger match against King DDD, kind of seems to walk away unscathed physically. Mentally and emotionally, I'm sure the Gorilla's going to have problems. But King DDD moving on to the third round here, as we have Link coming in a little bit early for someone who had a later matchup in the first round against Ness, who is in a long hiatus from his first matchup against the Wii Fit trainer here. We have Ness versus Link, two guys who are absolute veterans of the scene going at it, two soft-spoken guys who never really they shy away from the publicity of it. They shy away from the public light of everything. And now, though, on the biggest stage of them all, the granddaddy of them all, Ness versus Link here in round number 2 to get things going for round number 3. We're going to get things started. Hat versus shield, blonde versus brown. Let's see. Hair colors, differences aside, tunics aside, outfits aside, weaponry aside. Ness has the elements. Link's got his creativity and ingenuity here. Arrows are flying as we're flying into this second round matchup between Ness and Link here. Big kick, big stomp there from Ness here. Getting things going early. A lot of elemental kind of fire on his side here. 71 already for Link, so we'll see how Link kind of operates. We know Link, though. Link doesn't get flustered by the moment. He kind of does all this stuff manually. This is where it gets dangerous, though. Link's got a bad recovery, but Ness kind of toying with his food there on the edge with that lightning ball that he has. That's his own recovery, and it's a little bit kind of a self-inflicted wound for him to get back on stage. Kind of like how we see here with Link. He doesn't have the best recovery. Both of them not great recoveries. So I think both competitors here are going to want to keep things on the neutral part of the stage where Link can kind of slam that boomerang around like he's Crocodile Dundee in the outback. Big bomb there, though, from Link. Ness, he's got to use that bad recovery to get back. Link helps him back. He had him dead. A little bit of shocking lack of professionalism from the veteran in Link here. But you got to wonder if he's a little bit shying away from the moment. Ness getting back on stage. He's clinical with that electricity like he's Thomas Edison, and he sends Link flying. Excuse me, Ness flying. Turning off the switch of electricity there. No Thomas Edison to save you here. Ness swinging that big bat, and that big yo-yo. A lot of kind of childhood weaponry here for Ness. You got to wonder how that's going to fare with Link and his sword and his boomerang and his bombs. Not sure, is the bomb mightier than the yo-yo? I guess we'll have to see here in this matchup. Link at 74, Ness at 55. Ness with a huge bomb off the stage. That lightning ball comes to fruition there. Sends Link flying. Oh, it was a double KO. Excuse me, another one. That's 2 in this tournament. I haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in 20 years, and there's 2 in a span of 20 minutes in this tournament. A double KO, almost a kamikaze from this to send him off stage, and we'll see how that's going to make him fare. He's already at 78. He's already at 95. That might have been the mistake that cost Ness the entire tournament. Big lightning ball. Link playing dangerous. Ness on the edge of the stage with the lightning. Link swinging the sword. Let's see how it operates here. It's getting very dangerous for Ness. He's in dangerous position, staying alive, but that's probably the last hit he's gonna be able to take. Big kick from Link sends Ness flying. Link, understated and quiet, has quietly made 2 8s, 2 Sweet 16s in a row, making it to the 3rd round of the tournament off really very little fanfare about it. Beating Ness. Ness had an amazing first round, but you got to wonder if his kind of inexperience of getting this far in the tournament had a play in his demise here. That kamikaze bomb was electric, literally to watch, but may have cost him the tournament here. Link, ever the crafty veteran, takes advantage. You're not going to sneak any of that shit past that elfin nose. He smells everything, and we know what Link is smelling. He's just like The Rock. He's a cooking. On to the 2nd or the 3rd round here of the tournament. Ness clapping as always, ever the good sportsman. We know that Ness doesn't have any animosity towards Link. These are 2, competitors who like each other. 2 guys who are veteran of the sport. So hats off to both of them. I appreciate both of their professionalism about it. 2 guys we love to watch. 2 guys that we like watching. Pretty shocking, though. 2 double KOs in the tournament here. I can't believe that. A little bit surprising. We saw that twice in one tournament. We saw it in that first matchup, and then again here with Ness and Link. We never see often, but this is a matchup of 2 big boys here. King K. Rool, who is the #1 overall seed in the tournament. Other than the loss against Kirby, who, keep in mind, is still in their tournament. King K. Rool would love to see Kirby in the 3rd or 4th round of this tournament. Right now, he's got to get through Ike, and we like Ike. We're like Dwight D. Eisenhower storming the beaches of France. We like Ike. It's King K. Rool versus Ike here in the 2nd round. Going to get things started here for you shortly. Hey, we're right into it here. The king of the crocodiles versus the prince that was promised. Let's hit the climax just like the mat. Man, here we go. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here in terms of map. It looks like we're falling off Kind of seems like we're falling off side of a cliff here. Not sure what the... Got me a little flustered here, but we're going to keep things moving. King K. Rool versus Ike here. Big kick. Dominating his performances in these matchups, in these two tournaments so far. Plays his own game. That blundergast he's got, that little Pirate H shotgun that sends cannonballs flying, has been so dangerous. But this might be the kind of challenge he needs. Ike is someone who can hit just as hard as him. So it's a matchup of two titans, two heavyweights, but here comes that blundergast here right now. King K. Rool kind of hanging around. We've never really seen him fight someone who can kind of do as much damage as him, other than King DDD in the first tournament. But he kind of wiped the floor with DDD! King K. Rool hanging out. This would be a huge upset to see King K. Rool go out this early. But it's still 3 stocks apiece. King K. Rool down, though. 117 on Ike. Ike, his first tournament ever, putting on a show against the #1 overall seed, but that blundergast is too dangerous. Sends Ike flying off stage. And like we saw in the first game, Ike's recovery is dog shit. So anytime he gets off the stage, it's going to be dangerous from that Prince that was promised. Big belly bump from the crocodile there. Almost a bit of a death roll. We've seen it before. We've seen it again. It's a big swipe there from Ike. King K. Rool's got to use that machine to get back. He does. Ike doing a good job kind of keeping him off the edge, though. Already at 85%. This would be a huge upset. King K. Rool, #1 overall seed in the tournament, kind of on the back foot here in a dangerous area. 85 to 56 in terms of percentage. King K. Rool has got to use that gun more. He's gotten away from it. There it is. We got to see that more, though. King K. Rool hanging around. He's got to use that machine to get back. The little propeller hat he's got on his head. He's kind of using that blundergas to suck up Ike. Ike sends him flying, though. It's 2-1 Ike. Ike at 90. King K. Rool on his tournament life with his unprecedented. King K. Rool is a popular favorite to pick to win the tournament. This would be a shockingly early exit for the crocodile from down under. Big headbutt up there to Ike. Ike hanging around, though. Ike, if you hit him up or low, he's going to get back. You got to get him off the side of the stage. King K. Rool. Big hit there, though. Oh, this is looking real dangerous for King K. Rool. He's already at 52, up to 70. Ike's dominating K. Rool. He's even blocking the blundergas. We didn't see that all last tournament. King K. Rool doesn't seem like he knows what to do. Ike's not dying. He doesn't know. He doesn't have any moves to go to right now. Ike's dealing with everything he's throwing at him, chewing it up and spitting it back out. There's the dragon flying in the background. You got to wonder if that's Bowser watching from a distance. And King K. Rool, shockingly, down in round number 2. Ike, we like Ike, beating King K. Rool in the second round. The crowd is shell-shocked here that the #1 overall seed in the tournament goes down early against the newcomer, Ike. I've never seen anything like this, folks. After the dominant performance we saw in that first matchup, or the first tournament from King K. Rool, for him to fall out so early is absolutely shocking to this commentator, to every commentator out there. King K. Rool, a good sport, a little bit shocking. We've seen how nasty he can get in the Kong Kingdom. But giving credit where credit is due to Ike. Ike, stoic as ever. He's all fucking business. Sword on the shoulder, ready to rumble for round number 3. Looks like he can go another 3 stocks right now. That's a dangerous man, ladies and gentlemen, and a dangerous man indeed, knocking off the #1 overall seed of the tournament in King K. Rool. And we're going to move on to our third matchup here in the second round after that shocking upset we just witnessed. I cannot believe it, what I just saw. King K. Rool, after such a dominant first tournament, just seemed like he got a little overwhelmed there from Ike. Ike could match his power, and I think King K. Rool wasn't totally accustomed to that, and he wouldn't have the momentum of the first tournament that he had here, and finds himself on an early exit. So I know a lot of brackets are in trouble now after that. Dr. Mario coming in hot in round number 2 against his pseudo brother, Luigi. The doctor is in. He will see you now, patient Luigi, in the Guerdo Valley. A little bit of spice between these two gringos here in Luigi and Dr. Mario. I couldn't say. And you gotta wonder how Luigi's gonna fare here against a guy who looks exactly like his brother, but went through 8 years of medical school to get his PhD. Mario, the regular one, the plumber, now he's against the doctor. The guy that his parents, clearly the favorite of the family, the guy who made something of himself. But the other Mario brothers, nothing to sneeze at. But Dr. Mario evens things up with his horrible recovery. Despite his profession, he has the recovery of Mario, and they're both horrible. Mario, big twister there, though. Luigi, always willing to use his body, put it on the line, headbuttons himself twice back on the stage. Getting back on real quick. Mario, big smash miss there, though. Big kick there, though, from Luigi. 2 kicks there from Luigi. Can we make it 3 here? Luigi coming down. Mario coming up. It's 2 guys meeting in the middle here in the middle of the stage. That vacuum, the ever-present item that Luigi has here, makes an ugly appearance again. Dr. Mario's got to kind of be safer with his edge play here. He keeps falling off the map. Dr. Mario, big smash up there, though. Luigi at 70, Dr. Mario at 81. And you got to wonder here what we're going to see with these 2 guys. Because you know Mario and Luigi have that brother relationship. Does he feel the same way with Dr. Mario? Dr. Mario slinging those pills as most doctors do. Big way to get back on stage. Kick up there from Luigi. Another kick up there from Luigi. Luigi up 2-1. This would be unprecedented. Luigi getting to the 3rd round of this tournament. I don't know how many people thought he'd be here, but he's here now. Dr. Mario kind of seems a little out of his element. He doesn't have the mental advantage that Mario has over Luigi. This isn't Mario, it's the Doctor. The Doctor right now on his last life of the tournament. But it's a big smash there, and it's even Steven here. 0-0, 2:30 on the clock. No threat of this going to overtime. We're going to settle this like men here. In the middle, Dr. Mario, sketchy recovery. Gets back the 30-0 here. Dr. Mario's got to get a hit in here, though. Big suck from Luigi. Big karate chop. Hi-ya, says Luigi. Big kick there off the stage. This is where it gets dangerous, though. Dr. Mario's got to stay off the corner of the stage. He's throwing pills again. This one red and yellow, not black and yellow. No Wiz Khalifa here. We're in the Guerrero Valley, not Pittsburgh. Big up smash there from Dr. Mario. Finds another pill, blue and yellow this time. Big fireball there. Up smash, blocked by Dr. Mario. Using his recovery a little bit too early. Luigi hanging around here, 45-97. 1 big hit from Dr. Mario, and this could be even, but 1 big hit from Luigi. Dangerous. We're playing dangerous. Dr. Mario on his last life of the tournament at 118. You got to wonder, did they have to get the defibrillator out? Is Dr. Mario on his deathbed? Can we get a nurse in here? He's flatlining. Dr. Mario running on the bottom. He's looking like he's in shambles. Big vacuum. Dr. Mario hanging around. The jaws of life. Staying around. Big dunk from Luigi. Takes down his brother. Looking like prime Blake Griffin off the backboard. Big dunk. A lob from CP3 to Luigi. Takes down Dr. Mario in round number 2. And he is in a precarious position here. You can tell that knee might have affected him greatly. We'll see if that affects him in the 3rd round of the tournament. But Dr. Mario out. Luigi in. The doctor is not currently in. He's out of office using PTO time to go back home. Huge win from Luigi. Can't believe it right there. Luigi, after his exit early last tournament, he made it to the 2nd round. Luigi on to the 3rd round. So a little surprising from the little brother, who's becoming maybe the big brother here. Mario was out in the 1st round. Luigi's on to the Sweet 16 of the tournament. Impressive stuff there from the green-hatted plumber from the Mushroom Kingdom. But now we have Mega Man, who we saw in the 1st round after a little bit of a shaky start, dominated against a guy who has had nearly an hour-long break here in the notorious ROB. Mega Man, the alliteration versus Rob, the acronym. And we'll see how it goes here. Two guys who are a little bit more robot than man. Mega Man using his futuristic technology to create a suit of armor around himself. Rob, just a robot. But is it enough? We're going to see here at Lumio City with a pseudo Eiffel Tower in the middle. Or that might be the actual Eiffel Tower. I'm not totally sure if we're currently in Paris. Who was in Paris? I can't say it. I don't know. And I will not. And we got Rob here. Already at 66.6, 69. Nice. Mega Man, big whirlwind there. And we saw a lot of it in the first round. Mega Man using those pellets to kind of keep things even. And he's doing it here now, though, kind of using that to create distance between him and the big robot. Problem is with this one, Meta Knight kind of didn't have the distance advantage that Rob has. Rob can shoot those lasers. He's just as dangerous from a distance as Mega Man is. So the double M's versus the ROB here. 108 for Rob. Goes flying early. That's an early KO. We've seen that a lot here, though, from Mega Man, kind of getting guys off the top of the stage. We didn't see that from anyone else, really. Mega Man's kind of been using that to his advantage here, able to get guys off the top of the stage as opposed to the sides of the stage. Kind of a unique way to KO someone that we haven't seen a total lot of. Mega Man back on stage. Doing well here, I think, to keep playing the distance game. I think he's got a little bit more firepower than Rob does. Rob has to charge everything up. Mega Man kind of just let that chopper sing early on here. Doesn't really have to charge it up, just kind of lets that pew, 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 pew. But it's a big twist there from Rob. A little samba for the robot. Gets a little twist and shout like the Beatles. No Paul McCartney here, though. Just Rob versus MM. Big hit there, though, from Mega Man. Gets Rob off the stage. Rob got those jetpack boosters, though, in his feet. Able to get back on stage well, which I think Rob is going to be doing well if he gets hit off the side of the stage, which might be why Mega Man's using the top to his advantage. And we're at 72 here for Rob again. This is where it gets dangerous. Mega Man can get him up. This is where it gets very dangerous. And Mega Man's in his element right now. He's in his territory. He's throwing some kind of device at Rob that I can't quite make out. Shooting those pellets right after him. And this is where it gets dangerous here again for Rob. He's got to stay close to the ground. He's got to stay low. But it's, oh, Mega Man gets him off the side this time. A little skip to my loo there for Mega Man. A little deviation from normalcy. Gets him off the side as opposed to the top. Mega Man here throwing a little mine, it looks like almost. At 66.1, Rob at 4. Rob on his tournament life here. That long break might have been a problem for the notorious ROB. Pellets flying like it's Pac-Man, but Pac-Man was out early. No Pac-Man here. We're Mega Man. We're manned up here. It's man defense here. 2 minutes left in the game here. We're not going to sudden death. It looks like we're going to settle it here again. We haven't had sudden death since that first matchup with Mario. It's really the only matchups we see sudden death with are with the veteran Mario, who's no longer with us out in the first round. Already on the flight home back to the Mushroom Kingdom, where Peach is no doubt ready to leave him for Luigi based off Luigi's performance in this tournament. Mega Man, though, it's even. 1-1-6-7. You know what that means. 1:44 left on the clock. Mega Man throwing a little mine out the booster seat, sending Rob up. Here we go. 1:30 left on the clock. And we got 6% from Mega Man up to 17. Rob already at 100. Mega Man's got to get one big KO. Rob's got to be perfect from here on out. Kind of play his game, play the long game, but this is where it gets dangerous. Rob gets set up. Rob does well to adjust, though. For someone who's all robot, that was a human reaction. A little bit quicker than you think a robot could do right there. This is dangerous, though. This is where it gets dangerous. Mega Man just using that top of the screen to his advantage. And there goes Rob. That is 2 games in a row now. We've seen that from Mega Man. Mega Man's used the top of the stage. I can't believe we've seen it twice now. Mega Man sends him off the top of the stage with that little plasma cannon. And it's 2 matches, 2 wins for the double M. Mega Man. Turn that M upside down into a W. A wombo. Not a mega. Mega Man on to the 3rd round of the tournament. Rob, after going out first round against Link in the first tournament, makes it into the 2nd round and goes out early. The notorious ROB meets the infamous Mega Man.
On the way.
Mega Man moving on to the third round here of the tournament. And here we go, though. Olimar, fan favorite, coming back in here for the second round. And it is a battle of David versus Goliath. Olimar, the little astronaut that could, is looking to become the little astronaut that can and take down the Koopa Troopas leader, the red-haired dragon Bowser, in this second round matchup. It's a matchup of big versus little, David versus Goliath, good versus evil. We're going to see it here now in round number 2. We are ready to fight with Olimar versus Bowser. We'll see how the Pikmin get involved here. We know Bowser's controversies with Peach. We know Olimar's lack of controversy. The guy's a fan favorite. The people love him. And we're on a fitting map here for Olimar. Kind of soft. A lot of positive greenery around Bowser. More accustomed to like metal and rock and lava. And there's that lava we're talking about. A little bit of fire breath there for Bowser. Olimar doing well here. Kind of keep a distance, though. Doing a little bit more damage than I think we thought we could. Using those Pikmin to his advantage. We know the Pikmin are ride or die for Olimar. That's his squad. Those are his people now. His adoptive family who took him in from that rocket ship oh so long ago when he had nowhere to go and no one to turn to. Those Pikmin stayed true to the little astronaut from the off-world planet. Bowser here, though, says, I'm done with that shit. And he's throwing some claws and throwing some fists. But Olimar hanging around here, doing a little bit more damage. Already got Bowser up to 161. The only thing I'm worried about for Olimar here is the KO potential. Does he have the juice to get this big dragon out of King's Landing? Is he the Jon Snow to our Daenerys Targaryen here? Dragon's running rampant here at 178. Not sure how much Olimar can do here. Bowser, big spike up, hangs around. This is where it gets dangerous. Bowser does so much damage. The Pikmin keeping Olimar alive. Olimar saving himself, throws a Pikmin. A little sacrificial play, but there goes Olimar. Bowser, too strong, too big, too talented, too mean. Oh, but Olimar gets him back at 0-0. And new ball game here. Stocks are even now, 0-0. 29-0 now, though. It's 2 stocks apiece for both competitors here. Olimar, we know how he operates, from the grit, from the grind, from the mud. This is a guy who's been here before. Not his first tournament, second tournament, but he'd love to make a third round appearance here after getting bounced out in the second round last tournament. We know what it would mean to him, what it would mean to his family, what it would mean to his people, his family watching back home, the Pikmin watching back home, the few that didn't get the invite with him to the tournament. But Bowser not playing any of those games. He's throwing those Pikmin back at him, and he dunks on him, just steps on him. Olimar, though, staying alive, though, using those Pikmin to get back on stage. Those Pikmin are ride or die for Olimar. They would ride and die for their boy, the little astronaut that saved their planet more times than they could count. It's a big claw swipe up there from Bowser, though, breathing that fire. I'd like to see a little bit more of that from Bowser, kind of use the elements to his advantage. Olimar has his Pikmin. Bowser's got his fire. I'd like to see him use that a little bit more. Olimar in dangerous territory now, though. 2-1. Bowser. Olimar on his tournament life. We know what it would mean to his people to get to the third round here. Bowser trying to kind of stifle that shit in the mud, though. Bowser, this might have been our matchup of the tournament, last tournament, too. I'm not sure if Olimar and Bowser, if this is their first meeting or not. But Bowser here at 152, using that fire like I think he should use a little bit more. Olimar, though, got to get something here. Pretty much got to be perfect from here on out. He's at 51 already. One big hit from Bowser. He's already going to be at set. Yep, there it is. Exactly like I thought. Bowser at 168. Olimar just not strong enough to get this big dragon out of the castle. There's no princess to save here, though. Just a big, angry dragon ready to ride the thunder. Olimar almost out. Hanging around, using the Pikmin. Last gasp for Olimar. Still hanging around. And this might be it here from the little astronaut. But he's still hanging around, barely. Bowser at 171. Olimar can't get the kill, but he gets it now. And now it's 0-60 here for Olimar. He can't take another hit. He's got to shield up. Play safe, and he's still hanging around, shockingly. But it just takes one big hit from the dragon. This isn't Shrek. There's no Fiona to save. Olimar saving himself, though. One last gasp, but it's a big swipe up from Bowser. Bowser sends the little astronaut off planet with that swipe. Another heroic showing from Olimar. 2 tough draws and 2 back-to-back second-round appearances for him, though. Bowser, though, moving on to the 3rd round. Big win from the Dragon from the Mushroom Kingdom there, as Olimar finds himself out in the 2nd round for 2 straight tournaments in a row. And you gotta assume he's disappointed by that, how that happened, but only so much you can do when you're going against a big dragon like Bowser right there. A competitor we haven't really seen too much of, unfortunately. But we'll see if Olimar gets an invite back to the 3rd tournament. I think 2 second-round appearances for the little astronaut signifies that I think he'd be a safe bet to make it back to the 3rd tournament. We like what we see from Olimar.
I think he did well. First one, he cooked Meta Knight shit in the first one. I mean, it was a fair match. Made it through, though. That determination that he had was just... He deserves that 3rd tournament.
I agree. I think it would be remiss of our host, of our panel of judges here, to not get Olimar an invite back to the 3rd tournament. We like what we see from him. We like how clean he plays, too. This isn't a guy who's going to do too much fanfare, too much boasting about it, like boisterous and boasting about himself. He's a guy who plays the game the right way, and we really appreciate what he brings to the table. But it's a disappointing exit, an early exodus for the little astronaut from the Pikmin Kingdom. Bowser moving on here. And we got a big matchup here. Previous champion Kirby, a long rest for them against the Pokemon trainer. That means Red, Squirtle, Ivysaur, and the ever-dangerous breathing dragon Charizard. Looks like a medieval section of the map going on here. 2 dragons back-to-back. The Pokemon trainer versus the pink bald enigma that is Kirby. And we're ready to fight here in round number 2, seeing who goes to round number 3. Kirby would love to make it back here to a 3rd round, defend her title, but it's going to be tough. We saw how dangerous Charizard operates here. As the percentage goes up between the Pokemon, I think the other Pokemon come out, so even if Kirby does a lot of damage here, Squirtle, though, kind of playing his own game, already got Kirby up to 61. Kind of heard the comments of social media, heard the talking. Ivysaur here, getting going here early now, too. Might have heard all the comments on social media about how Charizard carried the first match. The other Pokemon here got something to prove. This isn't a gym badge. This is a tournament life on the line. Charizard back out now, though. The big dog of the 3. Always dangerous, and those wings and that power make him very dangerous to deal with Kirby. But we know how she plays. She's going to play her game. She's not going to get overwhelmed by the moment. She's not going to get exacerbated by the moment. Kirby staying alive. That recovery is one of the best in the tournament. She can get back from pretty much anywhere on the map, which is always what's impressive to me to see. And here we go. Kirby still hanging around at 148. You'd think she'd play a little bit less aggressive here, and that might be her downfall. 3-2 already. Come on, trainer. Guy taking a lot of credit for not doing much work. Kind of just switching out Pokemon and pointing at the sky. So you got to wonder who's doing any of the actual work here between Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard, and the Pokemon trainer, who's just kind of just running around, takes no damage, just kind of sits there and watches his Pokemon get the shit kicked out of him. But he throws out Ivysaur to start off the second stock here. Squirtle finding himself in the med bay in the Pokemon Center here with that kind of hit from Kirby. Kirby got a power that most people don't think that she has. 30% here for Kirby. Already back in the driver's seat, but here comes Charizard, the big dog. We see how he operates. Whenever Charizard comes out, the tide of the battle turns. Already up to 72, though. That big Fire Blast move that he has to get back on stage, though, always dangerous. That Fire Tail. Kirby's got to stay away from that. 103 for Charizard, though. But this is what champions do. This is what that championship DNA I was talking about with Kirby. Someone who won the first tournament. This is not going to be something that they shy away from. Kirby, big kicks. Sends Charizard off stage. The Pokemon trainer, he's got to get something going here. He's got 3 Pokemon. He doesn't know what to do with any of them. But he gets Squirtle off stage. 0-0, 1-1, 3 minutes left on the clock. This is going to be settled in regulation here. Ivysaur back out. Big Vine Whip there to the bottom of the stage. Kirby at 8%. Big kick up there, though. Big Stun Spore. Shapes to a block. Charizard got to use those wings to get back. He does. Big Tail Whip there, though. We're at pretty much an even percentage till now. Kirby, big kick. Charizard gets it back, though. That big Fire Blast does so much damage. Charizard kind of trying to keep the Pokemon hanging around. It's a big shot there from Bowser, from Charizard. He's taking a lot of damage here. He does it again. Kirby grabs him. Big belly bomb. Charizard staying alive, though. Kirby, that championship DNA we were talking about. The will to win. The want to repeat. She wants to get back to the top of the bracket. And Charizard sends our champion home early. Charizard, like I was talking about, by far, the comments on social media aren't wrong this time. Charizard, by far the most valuable player of that matchup, sends our defending champion home early. Kirby floating away like only she can to the losers bracket. Gonna get on that flight home to Dreamland and kind of soak in that we will not have a back-to-back tournament winner. And I'm not sure we're ever going to see one with that kind of damage. I can't believe what we're seeing here. Defending champion Kirby hits the bricks. Pokemon Trainer on to the third round here. And we're on to our last match of the round here. Steve versus Ganondorf. Ganondorf also on a long hiatus from his first round matchup. All the one seeds have a lot of rest here. Steve, though, makes his first appearance in the second round. This is Ganondorf's second straight tournament with a second round appearance. You know he'd love to get to the third round here. He's still kicking himself over that loss to Yoshi in the first tournament. We know the interviews he had after that tournament. He was furious. A lot of things were said. Yoshi, ever the wily veteran, ever the jubilant veteran, didn't let any of those words get to him. But Ganondorf here to back those words up against the Minecraft major that is Steve. He's going to be mining, he's going to be diving, he's going to be ducking. And we're here in the ground theme Super Mario series, the battlefield, the granddaddy of them all, one of the best stages in Super Smash Bros. History. Two swords here on display of different kind of capabilities. Steve's made of minerals and elements. Ganondorf's sheer gold here. Using that magma block, though, to his advantage, though. He's mining. He's got to get those iron ores cooking in a furnace before he can get them operating here. But he's using that elytra to his advantage to get back on stage. Ganondorf a little bit heavier than Steve. Steve a little bit more aerodynamic, but Ganondorf a lot more powerful. Those big kicks that he's got. Link's felt a few of those in his heyday, but it's a big anvil. Big dunk from Steve with the pickaxe. He's mining down on Ganondorf's head. Huge dunk there from Steve. But a big punch to get back from Ganondorf. Steve at 114 right now. That big kick, it will do so much damage if it hits. But Steve using the elements here well, using those dirt blocks. People mine the dirt blocks and they use them as kind of trash. They're working well for Steve here now, though. So we're seeing Ganondorf big kick from the side there to get Steve off stage. The elytra, that big wind-up kick misses again, though. Steve's mining again here, though. Big sword slash from Steve. He's going to get things going in the ground here. He's got to get something going. He's got the diamond sword now. And we got all his diamond tools, got his pickaxe, but it's a big kick from Ganondorf to kind of even things up. But Ganondorf already at 75. Steve's mining again, get back to the diamond. Right now he's got a piece of shit gold sword. We know the durability on that is not great. Anyone who's ever played Minecraft know that the diamond sword is way better than the gold sword. And the gold sword will break in about 3 swipes. Steve mining through the elements right now. He's strip mining right now. He's down to the Y-axis. And we hear the Yoshi's theme in the background. Great music here, selection from the map. I like that a lot. Seeing a little bit of a differing kind of music selection from than I think any of us were expecting. Steve is absolutely going off right now. Sends Ganondorf off the top of the stage. Steve putting on a clinic. I think this is what we were kind of expecting to see in the first tournament when Steve was the 1 seed. And then when everyone kind of counted out Steve, he's coming back hot. We believe in Steve here. At 66%, though, Ganondorf wants to get to that third round. We know how much it means to him to kind of put that label of a bust beside him, to put it behind him. But Steve's mining. He doesn't care. There's no rags to riches story here. It's all diamond all the time. Here we go, the big upgrade. He's got the pickaxe ready to go. He's already got him at 95. One more hit from Steve. Big dunk. He goes for it. The elytra back. Ganondorf stays alive, though. Big kick to kind of get Steve off his ass. Steve, big choke slam. Like he's Undertaker in the Hell in the Cell against Mick Foley. Huge fireball, flint and steel, like he's in the caveman times. He's like a Neanderthal here. Big swipe up there, though, from Ganondorf, but he's already at 120. Steve's got to use those dirt blocks to his advantage. He's mining, he's crafting. There's so much sandbox material here. He's got iron now. He's got to get one back up to diamond. Big pickaxe swipe right there. It might not be the ideal weapon, but it's still got a pointed edge, and it still does a lot of damage like we see right there. Right there, Ganondorf flies off the side of the map. Steve says, we're at the Y-axis, and I see diamond, and I'm strip mining through Ganondorf's ass. Sends him flying off the stage. Steve, after a disappointing first performance in the first tournament, is on to the third round. Huge win there from Steve. Very impressed what we saw from him there. Ganondorf is not an easy opponent to deal with, but he did very well to deal with him there. An impressive showing from Steve. The last match of the second round of the tournament ends with Steve, the government name, moving on to the third round here of the Smash Brothers tournament. I think we're going to get a little update on all the brackets for you guys here in just a second. Hope you guys, anyone who's still tuned in, hope you're really enjoying the stream. Hope you guys are enjoying the matchups. I know I am. There's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of dips, a lot of do's, a lot of daisies. But we're moving on to the third round here, flying by here, almost approaching 3 hours on the stream. Appreciate all you guys tuning in as we get kind of the brackets set up and see where everyone's feeling money-wise. If you could spare some change money-wise.
What's up, folks? We're moving on to our Elite 8 here. King DDD versus Mega Man. Link versus Bowser. Ike versus Pokemon Trainer. We did not expect Pokemon Trainer to make it this far. He took out the GOAT, Kirby. And we got Luigi versus Steve, who took out the 1C Ganondorf. Looking at the leaderboard here. We got Antonio in first with 51 points. Shout out to Antonio. If you're watching, good shit. Shout out to Lou, who is in second place with 50 points, just trailing behind, hanging on by the skin of his dick. And then we got Speed Looper, who is still holding that place. He was in first and second after the first round with 47 points now. Fourth and fifth, with the shout out here, we got B-Rai with 46 points and Tico with 46 points. Still a little way to go. We're going to see what's going to happen. But right now, you guys better be scared of Antonio because he's holding that thing. But Lou is just right on his ass with those 50 points. We're going to go on to our Elite 8 here in just a few minutes.
And your color commentator is back after that update from our host, yes, Win TV. As we saw the leaderboard there, Lou hanging around, but it's Antonio here. Top of the bracket. It's a 51-50 kind of race. So these next few rounds are kind of going to dictate how that bracket goes. As we know, the points increase as the tournament goes on. So correctly calling some of these later matchups could have a big change in the leaderboard. So if you see yourself and you're hanging around in 5th, 6th, 7th, 6th, 7th, if you're hanging around any of those spots, don't count yourself out because this is where it gets down to the nitty-gritty of it. This is where real men, real winners come to play here in round number 3. And this is how we get to the Elite 8. We're going to see here Meta Knight on the screen. We saw him lose very quickly in the first round. As we're going to get things set up and get this third round going just a little bit.
Shout out to you if you're watching. Shout out to Tone C17. Shout out to Uncle Rabby. Shout out to Mr. Manalapan. He's got a boogie, but he's still here. I know he's getting sleepy, but the tournament is still going on. We're almost done here. We're going on to the Elite 8. It won't be much longer here. We find out who's going to win this big-ass pot. We got a big matchup going now. We got 4 matchups now until we move on to the final 4. And then we're going to have 2 matchups. And then we'll find who our champion is going to be in the final. Let's get this match going here. We got King DDD versus Mega Man. Big matchup.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Had to do a little bit of a tinkle break. Sponsored by our sponsor, Michelob Ultra. Big matchup here between King DDD and Mega Man here. Mega Man has looked absolutely dangerous through 2 rounds of the tournament so far, but we've seen King DDD in this spot before. We know he's a veteran. This is not his first rodeo this late into the tournament. This is a guy who's got championship DNA written in him, and it's a big hammer there. We've talked all night about DDD's hammer. We know what kind of vibes his hammer brings to the space. But Mega Man not one to be intimidated and not one to be outdone. He's going to let that gat fly as King DDD swallows him up, sends that spike flying. Mega Man in dangerous territory, staying alive though. Goes for the dunk. It's a miss, but I love that aggression from DDD, not letting the newcomer get comfortable. But we've seen this move all night from Mega Man. He's spamming this kind of sonic cannon up there, but it's curious to see here, does King DDD's weight play a factor? All this talk over the offseason about how maybe King DDD needed to lose a few pounds, maybe get a little bit more agile. We'll see if the weight, though, kind of sends him safe there, though. King DDD, Mega Man looked like he was in the back seat for most of that first stock. Sends DDD off stage, though, still at 129. Mega Man looking very dangerous here. Big spin there, but DDD says, "Get like the Migos, I'll get right with you." It's 2-2 here. 3:30 left on the clock here. A quick pace forward of this match for a big man and a little man. A little bit surprised by that, but it looks like we're going to be keeping things in regulation here. And a big swipe up there from DDD. Those spikes are so dangerous. He goes for the dunk. Misses again. That's 2 missed dunks. I feel like I'm watching Kyle Kuzma in a Lakers jersey right now. And we got a big save there, though, from DDD to Mega Man. A lot going on the edge of the stage here. Big dunk up there. Mega Man hasn't really used that move we've seen so much, the little sonic boom that he likes to send people up with, but DDD, like I was talking about, this is championship DNA. Mega Man might be on the back foot here. DDD's too strong, too quick, too fast for a big man. But it's a big dunk there, but DDD saves himself. He can jump so high with those strong legs he has. That spike is so dangerous. DDD's hammer, it's swinging, it's dangerous. It's flying all over the place. He's got a bit of a boost in it. Mega Man sends him up, though. He needs that sonic cannon we've seen on the first 2 rounds so far to make an appearance here. Big butt bomb from DDD, but Mega Man can't get it going here. That weight I was talking about, it's keeping DDD afloat when Mega Man tries that sonic charge we've been seeing. Mega Man, though, staying alive, and like I've said before, Mega Man's got to be perfect from here on out. No mistakes allowed. Mega Man to stay alive. DDD using that hammer to his advantage. Mega Man can't get back. It's a hell of an effort from the inaugural Mega Man in his first tournament. But royalty reigns. King DDD standing strong and staying tough. And he's absolutely losing it here in the post-game screen. He's flying like a lot going. Listen, I've been saying it all night, but there's a lot going on with DDD's hammer. This is something you might... Listen, when your hammer's lit up like that, that's something you want to get tested at a clinic.
We haven't seen him do this with his hammer since 1992.
We're going on 3 decades of hammer work here from DDD. This is looking like that big controversy back in 1991 when DDD's hammer came under national scrutiny. We haven't seen this kind of action in 40 years. Ron Jeremy's rolling in his grave in California. DDD's hammer, massive and strong, sends him moving on to round number 4.
We got to get this off the screen, Steven.
Between Pac-Man's horrifying uncanny valley face and DDD's massive hammer throbbing screen, things moving to match number 2, number 3 here at the Smash Brothers tournament. Mega Man out in the 3rd round here, but it was we do have some couch commentary here, and I agree with what was just said. One of our co-conspirators here on the couch, says that King DDD has that 2016 LeBron look in his eye, where it seems like he's almost on a mission that was part of destiny. DDD, after losing to King K. Rool in the semifinals last tournament, does not have that problem now, as we saw King K. Rool get upset by Ike. DDD on a pathway to greatness. Like LeBron would say, the path to greatness runs through DDD right now. Massive third round showing from him. But we have a bigger matchup here. Link versus Bowser. Two legends of the sport. And this is what we get to see in this kind of tournament. We see this all the time. Two legends, two veterans, two crafty veterans going at it. And this is one of the best maps to do it on. The Fountain of Dreams, a melee mainstay, a melee masterpiece for these two melee mains. 2002 to 2026. Here we go. The Fountain of Dreams kicking things off here between Link and Bowser. Bowser gets dunked on a little early by Link's big boots here. But Bowser, I think, needs to play a little bit closer. The only thing that Link does well is he has those swords to his advantage. Link, as a character, has so much talent in terms of where he can do damage to you on the course. He's got range. He can get up close and personal. He's not afraid to get nasty with it. This is a guy who's come down from the dirt, who had to rise above, and now he's hooking up with a princess. There's a lot to be said about making something of yourself down from the mud. Link's done just that. Bowser has to take princesses. Link just takes them. That's what he does. This guy's a stud. Bowser, though, with his controversy, we've heard it all before. His affair after he was dating Peach in college, but more on that later as Link sends Bowser flying off the map here. The Fountain of Dreams. Dreams are getting crushed here. I know Bowser would love to get a tournament win under his belt. He's talked about it all the time. One of the big things on his resume he doesn't have is a tournament win. He's got kingdoms conquered. He has empires crushed beneath his weighted heel. A tournament win, though, would do a lot to add to a Hall of Fame legacy that he's currently built over 30-odd years in the game. Link, though, in a similar boat. Link, a surefire Hall of Fame candidate. He's got games. He's got movies. He's got stations. He's got reviews. He's got everything going for it, and this guy can still stay level-headed. He hasn't let the fame get to him. We're seeing it now with how calculated, how clinical this guy is. But a big butt bomb there from Bowser to keep things going. Big swipe up from Bowser. Link at 139 off the stage. Bowser tiptoe on him. He's Steely Dan on the side of the court. Big swipe there from Bowser here. Another headbutt. Link in dangerous territory. We'll see if he can stay composed. I think Link will be able to. It's kind of what he does. It's kind of his mantra, staying composed. Big bomb there from Link. Already at 38, though. Bowser playing very aggressive, which I like from him. He needs to do that. He needs to set the tone of this fight. Make Link get on the back foot. Make Link uncomfortable, as all great competitors can. Link playing too far on the side of the stage for my liking. Bowser at 102, but it's going to take a little bit more of that to kill him. Link doing well, though, to kind of play acrobatic here on the side of the stage. Bowser can't do that, but he gets back nicely there. Link at 68.9. That's one away from nice. Bowser at 136. 76 here from Link. Link's got to be perfect from here on out. We've said it before. I'll say it again. There's no way to take your foot off the gas here. Bowser kind of just spinning on him like he's a top. Big three sword swipes from Link, though. And here we go, 89%, 2 minutes left on the clock. We're going to settle this in regulation unless there's an absolute malarkey of a finish here. But Bowser not letting that happen. Getting a little bit more aerodynamic than I think anyone thought he could be. Link using the sword to his advantage. Got to get something going. 3 swipes, always dangerous. Big dodge there, though. Bowser shielding up, already at 55. It's getting dangerous here, 62 now. Link with the boomerang like his Crocodile Dundee. Down under, fire from Bowser here. Here we go. Bomb from Link, but Bowser with a big swipe up gets him off stage. Bowser, now the king, rises to the top. Link, another great performance. But like I said in the first tournament, it might be a little bit of a disappointing early exit for Link. From someone who seems so composed and so calculated in his maneuvers and his directions. Bowser moving on to round number 4. Bowser, after a second round exit in the first tournament, is now in the 4th round. He's in the semis of this tournament. A very impressive performance here from the red-headed dragon from the Mushroom Kingdom. The Koopa Clan leader stakes his claim for Kingdom Come as he moves on to the 4th round. And here we go, fan favorite. We've seen it in the comments all night. We like Ike. Like it's 1945 and the papers are printing Allied victory. We like Ike against the Pokemon trainer, or really should I say Charizard and his band of misfits here. Charizard's been carrying this team through the first 3 rounds of the tournament, looking to make it to the 4th round of the tournament. But we like Ike. The Pokemon trainer does not. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get personal. It's going to get vicious here with a spot to the semifinals on the line.
As I always say, this is your boy Tico Too Cold. If it ain't Ike, it ain't right.
Smart words there from our couch commentary. Here we go. We're at the Maytheed, the Pikmin Stadium. We're on Leafs. Might be a little bit dangerous here for Ike. As we know, he kind of likes to kind of stay low to the ground. Squirtle, very versatile. So we'll see how much Charizard is going to be featured here, as I think we're going to want to get a little bit heavier as opposed to lighter here with Ike's strength of his attacks. We've seen Ike already taken down 2 strong members so far in the tournament. A little bit of a surprise from the newcomer, but he's hanging around here and doing very well so far through this tournament. Squirtle shielding up, but that shell's not going to do much against Ike's big sword here. Ivysaur already making a quick appearance, and you got to think Charizard's coming soon. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the next couple percentage stocks. Ivysaur shooting those pellet seeds, though. We've got to see a Vine Whip here. There we go, right there. A little bit of a Razor Leaf. There we go, a Vine Whip from a Razor Leaf from the grass-fed Pokemon from Kanto. And here comes the big boy. Out early, a shocking retrieval of Charizard. And this is where the Pokemon trainer comes into question. For someone who doesn't put his body on the line like his Pokemon does, switching them out like there could either be a tactical genius move or an absolute mistake in management here. Squirtle back out at 102. You got to think Ivysaur's coming out. He is coming out. I'd throw Charizard out now, but Ivysaur, well, hanging around, though, at 115. Ike, that recovery is dangerous. He's got to avoid that. Staying off stage is a key for Ike. But it's a big switch back out to Charizard. Here comes the MVP so far, but he meets the MVP of the match so far in Ike. Huge sword slash to get Charizard off the map. Pokemon trainer is doing a horrible job mismanaging his Pokemon right now. I think that's the problem right now. The Pokemon can only do so much when the trainer is inept. Ike, though, not worried about training. He's worried about doing. But Ivysaur, the unsung MVP of the match so far, has done a lot of damage to Ike and gets the KO right there to even things up at 2 stocks apiece. Ike here switching back out to Charizard. Charizard back up. I don't know why Pokemon Trainer keeps swiping him out here on the edge of the map. I know Charizard recovery is great, but I'd like to get Charizard more involved offensively here. We know his offensive game. Charizard, he's a post player. He's a 3-point shooter. He's a high flyer. You got to get him involved in all 3 areas of the floor. You can't just have him coming out. Squirtle's got to stay off the fucking field right now. Squirtle's a liability on defense. You can't guard Ike in the post when you have him dominating with a sword like this. Squirtle now, though, using the water to his advantage. But this is where it gets dangerous. Squirtle takes so much damage, and Ike's sword can do so much damage right there. Squirtle using his shell, though. A little shell attack there, like he's Leonardo in the sewers. Ivysaur back out now, though. We gotta wonder where Charizard's coming back out. Ivysaur staying alive. Charizard's coming out now. You know he's coming for the recovery with the Fire Blast. 156 for the Pokemon Trainer here. Ike hanging around on the side, using that Fire Blast to his advantage. Big parry there. That's 2 deaths for the Pokemon Trainer on his best Pokemon in Charizard. And you gotta wonder what's and Ike absolutely blows it and keeps open. That's what you see from newcomers. They don't have the experience that is needed, that championship DNA. Ike's new to this. 27 for Ivysaur here. We got 149 left in the clock. You gotta think Charizard's coming out here. I'd throw him out right now, but Ivysaur's done very well this entire match, but it's getting dangerous here. Ike can kill from that. Charizard coming out. He's got to get back. He does unbelievably. Charizard keeping the tournament alive for the Pokemon Trainer. Ike with a horrible recovery, playing the edge game for no reason. It's 61-70, a very even matchup here with 127 left here on the clock. Ike, big kick there to the Pokemon Trainers. Charizard coming back around from the side. Ike slicing back onto the stage. Charizard's a little bit out of his element here. Not used to being on the field for this long. You got to think, is that mismanagement? Pokemon Trainer hasn't kept Charizard out as long at all. Though Charizard back out to Squirtle. Squirtle dies, and he's done. Ike, the newcomer. Ike, newcomer. Pokemon stage, and you got what the social media reaction is going to be to the mismanagement there of the Pokemon trainers, Pokemon Charizard, the MVP through the first 2 rounds. Gets a shocking lack of usage other than recovery points here at the end of that match. It's a great question. We saw it early in the tournament with Fox McCloud. Fox McCloud, we did get official confirmation from our sources there. Fox McCloud was wasted when he showed up for the first round of the tournament and put in a pitiful performance. And you gotta wonder, did Fox McCloud sneak into the locker room and give the underage Ash any alcohol? Because it had affected his judgment here in this last round of the tournament. Ike, though, not to take away from his performance, did very well there, stayed level-headed even after his SD, which was brutal, stayed alive, and send the Pokemon trainer back home to Kanto in the tall grass. No Pidgeys here, just we like Ike. Moving on to the next round. It ain't right.
We have word, Steven, I just did a post interview with Pokemon trainer Ash. He was in fact wrecked. He said he had a few high noons in the alleyway before he walked into the stadium. Can you believe that shit?
I cannot believe that, Yaskeed. Hearing that the underage Pokemon trainer imbibing in alcohol before maybe the most important matchup of his life is just disappointing, and I know Professor Oak back home in Kanto is going to be furious about that. And you got to wonder, he gave him all 3 starters, but he needs a startup for the business he's going to have to start after that pathetic performance in this tournament here. And here we go. Two sides of the same coin. 2 first names, no last name. Luigi, the little brother that's evolved into the big brother this tournament, versus Minecraft Major Steve. And I think what might be our final round, our final matchup of this round here. Luigi, who's had he's got a little bit of home field advantage here with the pipes. This is some Super Mario gameplay here. This is where he kind of feels at home. I know Mario and him have trained on this course all summer long. This is what they do. So a little bit of home cooking here for the green-hatted man from the Mushroom Kingdom here. Steve, though, not deterred here. Doesn't need any of that. He's going to use his wood, going to use his dirt. He's going to use the elements. But Luigi, not one to shy away from getting down and dirty, not one to shy away from getting down into the mud. Throw a little fishing line out there, a little hook and seal him there for Steve. Using that pickaxe, though, getting the iron out. We know the diamond's coming. That pickaxe did very well in that last round to kind of keep things going. Let's see, another big pickaxe. Luigi already down a stock. Steve only at 44. Steve is having a really strong last couple rounds of the tournament, using the Elytra to get back. You only get that in the end. So this Steve has beat the Ender Dragon, has made his way to the end to get the Elytra. Very impressive stuff from him, and especially in a hardcore world like this. But Luigi, not one to be deterred. New game here. No hardcore life there. We're on peaceful, but Luigi's playing reckless here. Sending Steve off the top of the map. Big kick there, swinging up, charging it. And you got to wonder if Luigi's going to get that vacuum going. That TNT is so dangerous on the edge of the map. And that we saw that's how Steve beat one of the first competitors in this tournament very easily with that TNT on the side of the map. You gotta wonder here, can Steve kind of keep things going? He's had such a strong tournament so far. Luigi kind of in uncharted territory. He's not really used to kind of the fanfare of this. Always the little brother, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Mario kind of dictating all the public affairs and appreciation over the first course of their careers. But Steve, absolutely, there's no words for what we just saw. Steve, after such a strong first couple rounds of this tournament, absolutely falls apart onto the stage right there. The moment might be getting too much from the man from Minecraft here. Luigi at 69, nice, up to 91 now. And Steve's got to get something going here, kind of keep things even, not let the percentages get too different right now, not give Luigi too much room to operate. But he's doing just that right now. Steve at 57, Luigi at 102. 2:40 left in the clock. This game's going to end early, I think. Steve's mining in the corner right now. He's strip mining, but no one's online right now. He's solo playing. He's got to get something going here. Big pickaxe there, big dunk there from Luigi. Using those feet, those fast kicks to his advantage. Luigi kind of keeping things spacey right now between that magma block, though, keeping things interesting. Steve at 80. He's got to be kind of locked in from here on out, using that flint and steel like the cavemen did all those millions of years ago, creating fire out of nothing here. Gold sword. He's got to get to diamond. Minecart. There's no redstone here, though. Luigi using that Dyson vacuum sponsor to get back on stage here. Big swipe there from Steve. He's got to use that minecart again. He does it again. Big pickaxe, and suddenly things are a lot more closer than they were just 2 seconds ago. And now Steve's at diamond. Tournament life on the line. He's got to get his best tool out there, his best material out there. Using that minecart again. It's been so dangerous here this last stock. Using the pickaxe again. The axe. It's better than the sword. The axe is mightier than the sword. Luigi kind of feeling a little bit flustered right now. Is the pressure getting to him with 1:30 on the clock? Is the fanfare too much? Steve over 100 using that headbutt blocked by the crafting table. He crafted a second life for himself right there. Luigi coming back down to earth here right now, kicking and screaming like he's Will Ferrell in 2004. Huge flip up there. Steve using the cinder blocks to get back on stage, using that cobblestone. There's no furnace here, a fireball to nothing from Luigi. Luigi losing so much health when he had Steve on the back foot. Steve at 134 has got to use that elytra to get back. He does. 134.94, a minute left in the clock. Time may be a factor, contrary to what I was just saying. Huge pickaxe there from Steve. Next big hit's going to do it, I think, and we're going to see if this tournament goes into the Minecraft or Mario portion of the even. Look at that huge diamond sword, the fishing pole. He's fishing for something. He's got more materials here. He's got to get something here. Huge headbutt miss. The flint steel. The pickaxe from Steve. Luigi goes down. Steve, after a pathetic showing in the first tournament, has made his way to the semifinals, taking down the green-hatted plumber from the Mushroom Kingdom. Steve, Minecraft man, on top. Moving on to the semifinals, an unbelievable comeback right there when he was on the back foot for the majority of that game. But he kept mining, kept grinding, and that's what you get. You get a whole new realm when you keep working like that. Steve, moving on to the next round.
Final four is going to be King DDD, Bowser, Ike, and Steve. All right. Again, our leaderboard changes a little bit here. Antonio is still in first place. And our boy Speed Looper is going to kick B-Rye out of second and take that second place. We got Antonio, Speed Looper in second and third. B-Rye in fourth here.
Apologies again for the confusion here in the Smash Brothers tournament. I think we could attribute that mostly to the loss of the idea of juniors. A lot of us are really counting on some of those bacon Swiss wraps and sliders to come our way in the wee hours of the morning. But we're going to have to move past that. That's what veterans do. That's what champions do. And that's what King DDD and Bowser are both looking to do here, to punch their ticket to the big dance here, the National Championship. King DDD versus Bowser in the Final Four. Jump up, superstar. We're getting ready to start. It's a full band performance here in the some kind of city with some kind of plane operating in the background here. A little bit shocking, a high-flying machine for two people who have not seen a vertical since their Combine appearances, both over 20 years ago. But DDD is going to get things going early with spikes. Bowser's got spikes on his back. King DDD's got spikes in his pocket here. We'll see what spikes prevail. DDD's hammer, we've talked so much about it. Doing so much work throughout this tournament, spinning and twinning and whirling and twirling. Here we go, another spike there from DDD, sucking the old spike, shoot it back out. A little bit of a veteran move there, Bowser. Not the best recovery, but he can get back with the best of them right now. And it's a big dunk there, though. DDD staying alive. It's a lot of edge play here from two big boys going at it. It's a lot of weight on that scale. Let's see Bowser flying up. DDD going to get back again. Can he? He can. There's so much happening here between two heavyweights on the side of the map. Bowser flying, styling, profiling here on the side of the stage. Staying alive. 174 to 82. Can't do too much there. DDD too strong, too fast, too talented. That's a veteran move right there. DDD's hammer playing a big part of this so far. A lot of talk over social media about DDD's hammer, and we're seeing it here tonight. The spike's flying wild. Bowser bouncing it off his back, sucking him up, spitting him out, chewing and spewing. DDD doing right now. Big hammer swipe there. Spikes flying all over the map right now. Big up smash from the hammer, blocked well by Bowser, though. Bowser, though, a little bit out of his element. He's not used to being this far into the tournament after a second-round exit last tournament. In the Final Four this time, so you know he's dying to get to the national championship. It'd be a great feather in his cap to hold over his ex-girlfriend, Peach. That breakup they had in college was nasty. Big butt bomb from Bowser sends King DDD flying to the top of the stage, but Bowser already at 83%. Another suck from DDD, who's got a suspect moveset between his hammer and his sucking, but nothing suspect about that. He's a smooth criminal, sending Bowser flying off the stage here with his hammer. Bowser on his stock of the tournament right now, 27% already. King DDD only at 23, still with 2 stocks apiece. And let's see, Bowser might be on the yellow brick road here, going home to Oz. Big spike there from DDD. DDD just kind of playing his game. DDD, after such a disappointing outcome against King K. Rool last tournament, is coming back with a vengeance. Dying for another win. Big butt bomb from Bowser. Got a KO off that previously. Can't get it this time, though. King DDD, 127. Big kind of belly flop into the pool right there. King DDD keeps his shirt on in the pool like all big boys do. But there's no shame here. Bowser hanging around, though. 101, 165. It's Bowser's in dangerous territory. Pretty much has to be perfect from here on out to kind of get his way to the national championship, to punch his ticket. It's 1 stock apiece here, 145 in the clock. Tournament life on the line for both these big men here from differing regions. They got different ideologies, but they're both kings here. Big hammer from DDD. Bowser, tournament life, playing with fire right now. Spike, blocked, swipe, suck. A lot going on here. A lot of functions, a lot of bodily functions flying between these two behemoths of animals. One's a dragon, one's a penguin. The Arctic ice is thinning. The polar ice caps are melting. This penguin's fighting with the ozone layer right now between Dragon's Breath. It's 32-150. Bowser hanging around. He's at 163. Tournament life on the line. 1 minute left on the clock. Bowser hanging around, living just enough. But the hammer from DDD punches his ticket to the national championship game. Belly bump slapping, Penguin watching, Bowser clapping. DDD to the national championship game, a game he's been dying to get to since last tournament after he lost to King K. Rool in this exact round. History does not repeat itself here tonight. DDD overcomes his demons, moves on to the next round of the tournament. So in one side, from the west, we have DDD going to the national championship game. Now, from our East region, we have 2 more competitors who would be ecstatic to find themselves in a game for everything in the national championship here in the Super Smash Bros. Tournament, the 2nd annual one of 2026. Ike, who beat Pokemon Trainer. Like we said, we found out that Pokemon Trainer was a little bit inebriated after the fight against Ike, misusing his Pokemon. So now we have Ike versus Steve, 2 first names, no last name, going at it here with a national title on the line, a trip to the championship at stake. And like we said, tournament, like it's D-Day and the Allied Army is coming to victory. We like Ike. Steve, though, not political. When women ask him on dates where he stands on the spectrum, he says, I don't really focus on politics. I focus on the mining. And we'll see if he can mine diamonds here. And this trip for a national championship berth on the line. Ike versus Steve. And we're here in the Legend of Zelda, the Breath of the Wild. Steve at his element in the wild. Ike raised in the castle. Kind of suited his whole life for it. But we got 2 guys with swords here going at it. Steve kind of makes his own. Ike with his everlasting sword he's had since childhood. He's talked all about it in his pregame interviews, how much it means to him, how much it would mean to his kingdom to get to a final spot in the championship game here. And we got Steve using his pickaxe. Seen a lot of pickaxe from Steve in his spot in the tournament so far. Not using too much sword. The pickaxe has done a lot of damage. He's also used a lot of TNT and a lot of mine carts which I like from Steve. Kind of being a little bit versatile, not kind of pigeonholing himself into one tool. He's using everything at his arsenal. Big shield block there from Steve. Using the axe now. Using the dirt blocks to get on top. Double dirt block, double damage. Here we go. We got Link floating in the background. Link couldn't go home. He had to stay here overnight. His flight to Zelda's castle did not meet the TSA guidelines to get back onto the runway, so he's staying over here. Saw him flying in the background. Ike, big smash up to the top of the stage. 3-2 here for Ike. Steve, though, used to being on the back foot. Ike's already at 133, so one big hit from Steve, and this game is just as even as it just was. He's mining again. Steve's always mining. It's kind of what he does. It's what he's about. And he's always crafting as well. And he's got him stuck in the pig pen. No Charlotte's Web here. Let's see, Steve using the gold here. We'd like to see him get more to diamond. Oh, huge smack. Steve said, fuck the tools, fuck the technology of it all. We're going face to face. We're going belt to ass. Sent him flying off the stage. Still using the gold, though. I'd love to see Steve get back to diamond. The gold's not great for him. Its durability is questionable at best. Ike just sends something straight to Valhalla. A huge TNT! Ike stays alive, though. Already up to 79, though. This is what I was talking about. This is what Steve does, though. He lures you in. He's like a Venus flytrap. Link still floating in the background. Someone get this guy. Oh, no, that's a big man. That's not Link. Excuse me, commentator's curse. Some big fat fuck's flying in the back of the stage right now. Link, though, not here. Guess he's back in Zelda's castle. But this is what Steve does. He lures you into a false sense of security, and then he uses everything at his disposal to get nasty with it from the dirt. It's what he does. Oh, big dunk. Dunks on his head. I can't get back. Steve jumps on his head top like he's fucking Blake Griffin in Lob City. Huge hammer there. Down to one stock tournament life for Ike on the line. Steve hanging around using that elytra on the side of the map. He went to the end. He beat the Ender Dragon. It's 1-1, though. 0 stock, 0 percentage. Everything's on the table here now, though. 2 minutes left in the clock. Ike, first tournament in the tournament. Ready to go here. Trying to keep alive, trying to get himself to a national championship berth that he's been desperate for. Huge TNT. That's not going to do much. It might kill Steve himself. Steve at 65 already. We've seen Steve come back from these before, though. Steve, known for keeping things going to the last minute. He's not here to, oh, but the big mine cart there. Ike with that bad recovery. He's got to stay off the end of the stage, using the mine carts to get back. That big fat fuck still flying around in the background. There's 3 people in this fight now. We got to keep Steve off the side of the map. Steve coming back. He's got to use the elytra to get back. Ike, he's got to stay off the side of the map. The recovery's bad. Steve using the cobblestone to place down. 108 for percentage now for Steve. We got 1 minute left in the clock. Huge swipe off of Steve. Huge swipe from Ike. And here we go. Here we go. We've been saying it all tournament long. We've been saying it all tournament long, ladies and gentlemen. We like Ike.
If it ain't Ike, it ain't right.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute masterclass from the inaugural opponent here in Ike. His first tournament ever. Already with a national championship appearance. Regardless of the outcome, you know Ike has secured an invite to the next tournament when we host. But he's going against a guy who is desperate for a win here in King DDD. Is a battle of sword versus hammer. 2 things that are phallic, but it's 2 opponents that are ready to go here. Ike versus Steve. We're not going to waste 1 fucking second. We're getting right into it here. Let's see, though. We're going to see if we can get anything going here with the brackets, if there's any big shift up. If we want to see if anyone's in danger of losing or if anyone's kind of solidified a victory here, or if there's still stakes here in terms of the money, as opposed to the sweet thrill of victory for Ike and DDD here.
Last matchup here, boys and girls. We're looking at the live leaderboard right now. We got John H. with 76 points in first place. Antonio still hanging on there. He's at 75 in second place. And Anthony Tabitaz with 70 points. Chris Lockhart in 4th. Tigo in 5th. I with 70 points. I believe everyone had Ike in the final four, at least in these brackets, maybe in the final. We're going to see what happens with this last matchup with DDD and Ike. We'll go over the ties real quick because we have such a close game here. If we have a tie, the player with the most correct picks will win. In that order. If we still have a tie after that, the players' champions will battle with 5 stock. So we're going to move on to the final, which is a 5 stock battle with no time limit with King DDD and Ike.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where legends are made here. We have 2 competitors who would be absolutely desperate to win a title. DDD, a veteran of the game, second tournament, and he's been a regular here in these Final Fours now with a chance at a national championship on the line. Ike, his first tournament, first time in the bracket. We like Ike. It's been his mantra through the tournament. The crowd's been chanting it all night long. The rules a little different now. No time limit between the competitors. 5 stocks apiece. Everything on the line here now. There's not going to be any accidental win. Whoever wins this tournament here is going to have to earn it. The Big Penguin King DDD versus the blue-haired man Ike. Your national championship here, ladies and gentlemen, ready to fight here. Everything on the line, pot on the line, and we're ready to go. And here we go, folks. King DDD versus Ike right about to set off in the Coliseum. There's nowhere better to do it. 2 warriors ready to battle here. Ike already off to a shaky start. A little bit of nerves there from the newcomer. King DDD been in this before. Been in these deep runs, these deep postseason runs before. We'll see how he operates here, though, in a national championship, something that's eluded him over his 20-year-plus career. Ike, a newcomer, a rookie to the scene, ready to go, prove himself, win a title when no one thinks he can. Ike already getting sent off the side of the map. A bad recovery. It takes both out. 4 already. A double KO from Ike. Everything on the line right there. Ike said, fuck it. I'm sending it to the sky. Sends them both down a stock. No time limit, remember, so there's no sudden death here. Winner take all. There's no chance of overtime unless something unprecedented happens, like just like that, where they both die at the same time. We're 4-4 again. Ike knew he was dead, managed to get DDD off the map with him. A little bit of a veteran move from a rookie right there to kind of keep the stocks apiece here. DDD already at 93. Ike at 50 here. Huge sword swipe there from Ike. Off the top. Stays alive, though. DDD kind of using those spikes to his advantage. Kind of create some distance. That's the difference here between DDD and Ike. DDD can create a little bit of distance with these spikes and this sucking. Ike's got to get right in the mix. Got to get nasty with it here. Ike at 120 here. Spike off the map. Saves himself, though, Ike. Good recovery with a bad recovery. Ike's got to get back on, though, kind of get himself back into the middle of the stage here. Can't afford to be doing this. Ike finds himself in the stratosphere here. 4-3 in favor of the king here. Like Elvis in Graceland. He's in his throne right now. Big swipe there from Ike here. 124 for DDD. That's a lot of mass. You got to get off the side of the stage, though. And you got to see Ike a little bit skinnier. Not skinny enough. 3-3. Ike kind of keeping things even. Big belly flop, big belly flop there from DDD. Big swipe up. King DDD sucking, using every moveset in his arsenal here. That up B there. Been a lot of shit Ike's been doing here. He's using it again. He's spamming that move. He's got 2 stocks with it so far. Ike parry and big hammer there from DDD. 74-72. Stocks are even. Ike with that bad recovery is what's dangerous. He tried to go for the move that got him the first stock. Couldn't get it this time. A little bit of a dangerous play there from Ike. And it's a little bit nerve-wracking here for the rookie in his first tournament ever. You know, no one thought when this tournament started that we'd be seeing Ike in the national championship. I know a lot of people picked DDD to be here. Ike, no one thought he'd be here. He's got to prove it now that he deserves to be here against a veteran. It's 2-2. Ike at 38. Ike keeping it close. It's anyone's game right now. Ike's got to do a little bit more damage, and we're dead even, just like he's doing right now. And we're pretty much dead even here. Big hammer from DDD, though, doing almost 50%. Ike staying alive. He's got to stay off the stage here. If Ike can't get back on stage, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. This recovery's not good. He's got to stay in the middle. He's got to be on the offensive here. Play a little bit more aggressively in the middle. Kind of control the neutral game here in the side of the stage. DDD swinging that hammer around freely. Those spikes are flying. Big swipe there from Ike. DDD spinning that hammer. Big belly flop. There's no shirts off in this pool. And Ike on his tournament life here. 46% for DDD. Ike at 0. Got to get something afford an SD. He can't have any more mistakes. He's got to be perfect for the remainder of the tournament. Tournament life on the line. DDD, big parry, big slam down to the ground like he's the Kembe Mutombo. He says, no, no, no. Spike flying through the air. DDD up in the air. It's not enough to KO. Ike with a smash. DDD too big to get off the stage. It's a great combo, but not enough. Big miss there from Ike. You got to think the nerves are getting to the kid here. Middle of the stage, sword and hammer going at it here. Big swipe up there from DDD. Spikes are flying. Ike on the back foot here, already at 106. It's 104. A stock advantage here for DDD. Big shield there from Ike to stay alive. Big swallow there from DDD. And I got a feeling we're going to see DDD wear a different kind of crown. Ike stayed alive, but the hammer rains down on Ike. DDD, after a Final Four appearance, saves himself, conquers his demons, and wins the second inaugural Smash Brothers tournament. Smash Madness 2. King DDD. Big belly slab laughing, yucking it up. Penguin loyal ever to the end on his side. Ike, a great sportsmanship moment here, clapping for the victor of Smash Madness number 2. King DDD. A Final Four appearance. Knocked out by King K. Rool. No crocodiles in this river this time, though. King DDD. Big victory. Gold chain on his neck. Medal around his neck. Number 1 on the screen. Number 1 on the bracket. King DDD wins Smash Madness 2.
DDD with the crown. Beats Ike in the final. The winner of Smash Madness 2. Let's go to the leaderboard here. And you would not believe the jump to first place. We didn't even know where the fuck he came from, but Frank Skibolito, Frank S. wins the first place bracket with 94 points. He had DDD to win it all, and he was just hiding in the shadows, and he came out, and he said, fuck you, I'm taking first place. With second place. Second place is Jason with 91 points, who also had DDD to win in his first bracket. Keep in mind, though, Frank S. had only one bracket. He only submitted one bracket, and he got first place. Talk about fucking letting your nuts hang. That's 94 points for Frank S. taking first place, taking $350 home. Second place to Jason Ramirez with $150 with 91 points. And third place is Johnny Hernandez with 76 points, taking third place with $50. Good shit, John. Nice $50 you got. Big shout out to Antonio, who was alive pretty much every single round, finishing fourth place with 75 points.
Yeah, you got to think it's a little disappointing for a guy who was right in the top spot of the podium throughout the entire bracket to fall off the top 3 spot on the podium right there, falling into fourth place.
Talk about a fold.
Antonio, we appreciate you tuning in, though. I understand the disappointment, but great first couple rounds of selections you made there. Just couldn't get it done in the nitty-gritty of it.
And a shout out to fifth place with Anthony Tabitaz with 70 points. It was really that Final Four and the final match that dictated the whole thing. We didn't even see these guys coming through. They weren't even in the top 3. when we last checked. We had Speed Looper absolutely dominating, and Tico, Anthony Tabatas is up there, but GG's to everybody.
If it makes anyone feel better, the color commentator for the evening is not even on the list. So if you look for my name on there, it's nowhere to be seen. So
We see you on the bottom there.
dead last right
With
there
50
for you with
50
the full
points.
government.
50 points in your full government. Yeah.
So lackluster performance there from the color commentator, but a great night overall for Frank, Jason, and John H. 3 winners there, walking away with some money to bring home for their family. Courtesy of King DDD.
We're curious of what you're going to do with that money, how you're going to spend it, Frank S. He's going to be at the bar? Going to save it, or...
Smells like a golfing trip to me here, Chris. We know Frank likes his clubs like DDD likes his hammer. Nothing Frank likes more than a 3-wood. So I'm
Sounds like
assuming
it's
we're gonna
going
see
on a 9-hole at Pebble Beach. I've ever seen.
Smells like a 18-hole course at Augusta with his winnings here. Big win there for Frank S. 32 points in the final round. A little bit of a shocking shift of the table here.
I'm not going to lie. I'm flabbergasted. I'm bamboozled, Steven.
I'm a little disappointed in myself. I couldn't even get in the top 10. But I blame no one to blame but myself. There's only so much you can do other than kind of put the onus on yourself. I made the bracket through our sponsor, Michelob Ultra, and maybe not the best decision to do that, but shout out to Antonio for nearly running the table and Speed Looper for being there the entire time.
I think Antonio's won enough money this week off poker. I think he'll be just fine.
You can only count cards for so long, Antonio, when King DDD comes rumbling and stumbling. Slapping that big belly is. Last words for the color commentator for the evening. Just a reminder, King DDD is your winner of the second annual Smash Madness here after a Final Four appearance in the first one, a national championship here in the second one. Rookie Ike takes second place. The third place game is still yet to be decided. We'll play that at a neutral venue at some point next week. Just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for leaving some very insightful commentary in the comments that we enjoyed reading. Thank you for your money, even if I didn't get any of it. Appreciate all the winners who did. And want to say we appreciate the shout out from Sabrina Carpenter, who really appreciated our stream here tonight. Second stream she's tuned into. And we're going to see you guys for the next Smash Madness 3, the trifecta, hopefully happening very soon. So with that, your color commentator Steven's off for the evening with the full government. And we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you guys again, Frank, Jason, and John. You will be paid out with your winnings within the next 24 business hours. You have my word. Thank you guys again. Tune in next month for the next Smash Madness number 3. We're going to run it back again, hopefully with more people. So tell your friends, tell your family, spread the word. Peace.